Hello guys. I'm trying to make a video about this video I watched. I'm like reacting to this video. I don't know if I'm gonna actually end up uploading this or if I'm gonna continue to do content like this, but I saw this video last night and I was just watching it a bit and just a little bit of it, I actually thought I was being rage baited. I'm not saying like I had such a visceral reaction to this video. I decided I wanted to do a reacting. I stopped the video like, I don't know, maybe like a quarter into it because I had such a visceral reaction. Um, I'm just gonna preface this so people understand. I am not hating on this guy's videos. I'm not even hating on his rankings, right? So he's ranking rings in Dark Souls 3. I'm not hating on his rankings. I'm not trying to be, belittle him or say like he's bad or anything like that. The only point of the video I'm making is just to show my reaction, and so I can explain to some of you my logic behind why I think some of his I'm like critiquing his opinions basically, right? And I get it, people can have their opinions, but I think the logic behind some of his opinions are just so baffling that it makes me go, wow. Also, just prefacing this, I don't think this guy is a huge PvP guy. I like PvP more than I like PvE, and I rate PvP higher in value. If we're doing like a value spectrum, I'd say PvP is 60 or 70 percent of if it's 100% the total equation. PvP is 60 to 70, where PvE is 40 to 30, right? Or 30 to 40. So I'm just going to preface this. There's not hate towards the guy. I will link his video in the description. I will just give my points. I'll edit the video as much as I can. So yeah, let's just get into the video.
There are 71 rings in Dark Souls 3, with over 100 if you count the upgraded versions too. This video is going to be long, so just get ready for that. And not only is it going to be long, but obviously I have to make my early disclaimer. This is my opinion first and foremost, and to be
Hear that,
honest,
guys? It's his
there's a
opinion.
lot of rings with a lot of different effects, so I might not get every single detail right. I am honestly trying to think of every single possible benefit and downside too for all of these rings in as many situations as I can, which does include locations and upgraded variants. So please try to be lenient. I am trying my best to get everything, but I still might miss
I'm gonna be
one or
as
two
lenient as
very
possible. I'm
important
not gonna like
aspects.
dig into him personally, or I'm just
Number
gonna
71
critique some of
is the
the
Calamity
complaints.
Ring.
This is fine.
This is one of two rings that
This is a
gives the
fine
player
placement, by the way.
no
I'll,
upsides.
I'll also at the end of the video I will give my rankings of the rings. I'll do a quick ranking like tier list. I'm not gonna do a ranking, but tier list just quickly, just explaining my logic behind where I put the rings. Just so it's not just me dunking on this guy. So he has an opportunity to even critique my own arguments for my rings, right?
With a
For why I think
very
rings are in
heavy
certain places.
downside. Plus,
I'm not hating on the guy. I have no problem with the guy. I know nothing about him, right? I've seen a few of his videos. I don't agree with a lot of his placements. I think he is a more of a for fun player. He's not like somebody who is, I think, objectively thinking about why certain items belong in certain things. I think he's more of his objective is more fun based, which is fine. Like if you play the game for fun, if you're not like trying to like optimize your builds or do all that shit, like that's fine. Like don't be a nerd like me, right? But
100% damage taken means that you will be
this is
getting
fine.
hit much harder. Number 70 is the Skull Ring.
Also fine.
So,
Like
like I said,
there's no
there's
problem
two
so
rings
far.
that
He's nailing
give
the
big
bottom tier
downsides
rings
with no
right now.
upsides. This is one of them.
He's nailing
So
them.
guess what this ring does?
Just wait.
Yep,
Just wait.
one, yeah. All enemy. You have to remember it has no upsides. It's literally a waste of a ring slot. And to be clear, this is only going to be.
Okay, so I sort of disagree here, but it's not really. Like for the most part, he is right. Skull Ring is mostly useless. There is some benefits. I think the Ring of Favor. If you go down and you try and farm the Ring of Favor, having the Skull Ring or Atonement, if you want to use the Miracle instead, basically just allows you to get the dogs aggroed on you, or like one of the dogs aggroed on you without aggroing the other a bit easier. Doesn't necessarily mean it will though. Sometimes it can aggro both if you walk far enough. So it's like there is a benefit for it, but it's just I've never seen the benefit be really utilized. But it is bad. I do agree. It is 70.
Used in challenge runs or in
Just
co-op.
if I'm being like actually, then yeah, it's can be used for that reason.
Number 69 is the Reversal
This
Ring.
is fine. It's literally does
This
nothing.
feels like
So
a
far, like he's nailed the bottom three. Just wait.
huge waste of
I'm telling
time,
you
even
right
just to
now,
code
he's
into the
gonna
game.
he's gonna
It
say
gives
some
the player different
crazy
animations
reasoning,
for
and
their
I'm gonna
characters
fucking
when
lose
they're
it at one
walking,
point.
running, and other movements
You know?
plus
Listen,
emotes.
it's his opinions,
That's it. Like,
but I
there's no
disagree.
upsides, no downsides
Your
except for the
subjective
lack of a
opinion
ring
is
slot,
objectively
and a general
wrong sometimes.
blandness. Like, you.
Good point.
Number 68 is the obscuring ring.
Okay, it says calamity ring here, but he said obscuring ring, by the way. How is obscuring ring the 68th worst ring in the game? There is no. Listen, I'm not even a huge enjoyer, but if your argument is that you get it. Also, he uses the argument of accessibility. I'm just going to say this. So, accessibility, for those who don't know, is more of a Fire Emblem term that I learned while playing Fire Emblem. Accessibility is the argument of like when do you actually get the ring or when do you actually get the characters or item and like how long do you have it for in just a new game, not new game plus, new game. It's a fine thing to argue, and I feel like if you're using accessibility, it's a fair argument for why the obscuring ring is low. I don't think it would put it this low, but it's a fine argument, right? Because if something's really hard to get and you don't get much value out of it and you get more value out of other things, then therefore it is fine to argue it. But he's gonna fucking contradict himself later in the video, and I lost it when he did it. Now, again, I'm not hating on the guy. I keep having to preface this. I'm gonna say this again. I'm not hating on the guy. It's his opinion, but this is really bad opinion because in PvP there are things you can do with this ring. Jumping from high ledges, shooting people off with bows. There's plenty of things you can do in invasions, mostly invasions, with this ring that you can't do with other rings. It's a fairly solid ring. Now, yes, it is a Covenant reward item, but it is still a good ring. I would still put it in like, if this was a tier list, you'll see where I put it, but I'll probably put it in like C or B tier, depending.
This
Probably C tier, because the benefits for it, there's no ring that can do that. It's literally the only ring that can do it. Now, yes, accessibility wise, it's worse, but for PvP and particularly invasions, it's really useful.
ring, how dumpster fire it is if it wasn't also a Covenant item.
I don't really like. Here's the problem. I don't the using argument of a covenant item is fine, but if you ignore the fact that you actually have to grind for the item or do farming, it's not that bad. Like that's not an argument like in my opinion, especially if you're making an argument that you have access to all the rings in the game, which one should you use? It's a bad argument in my opinion. Because if you have access to every ring in the game and you can switch to whatever one you want, then it just becomes an argument of not accessibility, but what is actually the best. Which in New Game Plus you can do, right? Most of the time if you have a build that's soul level or meta level, right? This argument becomes pointless. So it's more for PvP that I just don't see the point. Like if you're somebody who's playing at meta level or soul, like a meta level or like a very common PvP level, this argument kind of just doesn't do anything.
That's for 67, the untrue.
This is like fine. I don't agree with it being this low because I think in PvP it does have some like applications. I don't think it's a great ring, but it's like a cosmetic ring. It just doesn't do anything, so it's
White
fine.
ring. More exclusively PvP benefits. I don't really care enough about this.
Like again, I will say, he's not a very big PvP player. I will say this. Like from what I've seen, he's mostly PvE, like almost exclusively PvE. He has some PvP experience, but almost like nothing like super big.
Ring to tell 66 is the untrue dark.
It's fine. It does nothing.
Ring. Again, this is PvP benefits that do literally nothing in PvE.
I'm fine with
Can
this.
I move on yet?
This is fine.
Number 65, the Ring of Sex.
I'd probably put this higher. I don't think it's a great ring. It is very useful sometimes for not losing your souls. You can so if you die and you have this ring on, you don't lose your souls. Or if you already lost your souls and you have Ring of Sacrifice on, your souls don't disappear. You get to go again.
Sacrifice.
So
Am I allowed to
useful.
say get good? That utility is pretty nice, and the non-permeability is a great balance for its good utility. But let's be honest, you can sell this thing for 2,000 souls. What else are you going to use it for? I literally have never seen anybody use it. I sure as heck haven't.
I don't know. I've played this game multiple times, like multiple playthroughs. I've probably done like up to 20 playthroughs or something. It is very rare when I haven't used this in a run. I've probably used this at least once every run, and it's probably saved me a decent amount of souls, or just given me the protection of like, okay, I'm not going to lose my souls here. It is sometimes very useful. It's not great
Number
though.
64 is the Dragon Scale
Like I don't agree. It's not a great ring, but it's useful if you're somebody who's prone to getting backstabbed. I would say for newcomers who are really like using ultra great swords or something like that, and you just get backstabbed all the time, like you keep getting baited into backstabs. It's fine. It's fine ring. I don't agree with this ranking, but I don't really love this ring either, so I don't really have strong opinions. I'd probably put it C tier, so probably around 50th, 40th.
ring.
But
So I have a question for you. How many times do you get backstabbed? And if you said anything more than 0 right there, you're either a liar or you're a game journalist. Either way, this ring is still useless. It reduces damage from backstabs to the player, but like, what enemies are backstabbing?
there's actually a decent amount of enemies that can backstab in this. The thieves, I'm pretty sure the thrall, hooded guys that he was just versing, in fact, can backstab you. But just gonna point out, it's a 30% damage reduction. 30%. So if they have Leo ring on or Hornet ring on, this literally just reduces the Hornet ring damage if they backstab you. But you have to be backstabbed. Now, if it was for backstabs and riposte, I would increase this actually. I'd probably move this up to 40th if it was backstab and riposte. I'd probably say it's maybe even a 30th best ring. If you're somebody who's very bad at like if you get parried a lot or you know
Most
what
of
I mean.
them can crit hit you. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's an end game ring too, so like, when are you gonna use this?
Again, he uses the argument of accessibility. That's fine by the way. Like I don't mind.
Number 63 is the
This ring should be lower. This ring should be lower. I said this is like one of the worst rings in the game. I probably put this fourth worst ring in the game. Why? Because durability is not a thing that you will ever care about. Even in PvE, you will never care about it. The only time you will care about it is if you're doing no bonfires run. If you're doing like a zero bonfires run, like where you're just not allowed to rest at bonfires, maybe it's useful. I'm not so much of a masochist that I would do that though. So
wood grain ring.
eh, I don't
Yay,
know.
more durability. I
Back in
guess
Dark Souls 1, this was pretty good, wasn't it? I haven't played enough Dark Souls 1, but I heard it was pretty good.
it's good for
Like, it's good for washing pull. He's going to mention this. Washing pull, Moonlight Greatsword, and I don't know what else.
certain very
What's low
low durability
durability?
weapons. C2 is the Curse Bite ring.
I would arguably say this is one of the worst rings in the game. Reason why, there's just not enough curse buildup in this game. There's a few enemies where, few enemies, but mostly like Osiris in particular has like high curse buildup if you get hit by his breath. But other than that, it's like nothing. Essentially nothing. You're all like if you get hit by that, like yeah, it can almost curse you and like one shot you, but it's usually not that bad.
Another question for you viewers.
It's not that bad though.
How many instances of curse buildup 61 is the Leo?
Okay, so he put the Leo ring 61. Now, to be fair, he's going to explain something. He's going to explain that he doesn't actually know what the ring does. Now, that is fine. If you don't understand the ring, that's fine. But what it does is 15% increased damage for thrusting counterattacks. So if you have an S stock and a person is gonna hit you with a weapon, or they're in the middle of their attack, and you hit them with your S stock when they're attacking or before the attack goes off, you do 15% more damage. Right? This applies to spears. This applies to piercing swords. This applies to some great swords with the poke R2. This applies to like some ultra great swords. In fact, like there's a decent amount of weapons where this actually does apply to them, and it is a really useful ring, particularly if you're a spear user or a piercing sword user. Even straight swords have some benefits with it. He doesn't understand what the ring does, so I'm not going to give him too much shit. But to be fair, this ring is probably a top 30 ring, maybe even top 20 if you're a spear user or a piercing sword user.
Ring.
This ring is fucking OP. Like 15% is the difference. So if like I have a partisan, and let's say my partisan does like has 350 AR or 300 AR because it makes numbers a bit easier. So let's say it does that. I am doing 45 extra damage, which is like a decent amount. And if you get multiple of these per fight, your I just closed whatever. The reason I had the calculator open was just in case I need to do math because I don't want to do math live on recording. But
Hold on. Please do not kill me.
he doesn't understand what the ring does, so I'm gonna give him a pass. I'm not even gonna freak out. I'm just gonna let him be.
Don't pipe, but don't send that pipe bomb to my mailbox here because
I don't know how long he's played this game, but if he doesn't know what the Leo ring does, has he only played Dark Souls 3? Bro, this ring was in like every fucking Dark Souls game. It's like been in every Dark Souls game. It was in DS1, it was OP as shit there. It was in DS2, it was also really fucking strong. Like he just I don't know. It's a bit weird. Maybe he's only played DS3. I'm not gonna give him too much shit because DS3 is definitely my most played. But
it is bad. I am putting
like I've played DS1, I've played DS2, but I'm not like a super big fanatic with those games like I am DS3, right? Like I've played a lot of DS3. I wouldn't say as much as some of the super, mega fans, but
it here
played a
because I
decent amount.
genuinely cannot get this thing to work no matter what I do. And I want to ask you guys where I should put it on the list.
I would say it's top 20 ring debatably. Top debatably. You can make an argument it's a top 20 ring. I would put it A tier, maybe high B tier.
I'm putting it here for now because I don't want to place it too high because I don't know what it does. But I also don't want to
Because the weapon type, the amount of weapons that can get value out of the ring is quite high.
place it too low. And even with other people telling me, it still doesn't make any sense. And I've noticed
I
nothing
don't want to say skill issue, but it is a skill issue if you don't know what Leo Ring does. I'm sorry.
about it.
I'm
So
sorry.
I'm sorry if this is the best ring in the game. I'm sorry for being
It's
an
pretty
idiot and
good.
understanding
I don't
it.
know if it's the best ring, but
Please don't send me a bomb threat. I'm gonna move on now. Number
my
60
god.
is the silver cat
Okay,
ring.
so this is where I fucking lost it. I saw this ring and his explanation made me fucking. I lost it. I could not believe the argument he came up with. Because the thing he says is so. I'll let him
I want you to
explain.
name
Hold on.
one situation where this is actually useful.
Okay, he said that, and I already was tilted. Oh,
Name
fuck.
one.
One situation. Ignoring the fact that there is literally fall damage all over the game that you can take and you can avoid by wearing this ring. Literally, there is the bridge drop on Ariandel, invasions, PvP, PvE. I use it all the time in PvE. Soul level 1 playthrough, you've seen me equip it just to jump off something and get to something faster, right?
I bet you can't. Now, there is no reason to have a slot permanently wasted on.
Now, this is also something he says. Sorry, I'm freaking out a bit. Permanently. He treats rings like you're permanently stuck with the fucking ring. Like, you're just unable to equip it. It's like the Ring of Favor from DS1, and if you unequip it, the fucking item breaks and you're not allowed to use it again. That's how he treats the rings. I'm not saying it's listen, that's not how rings work. Like, if you're anybody who's played PvP and are actually somewhat decent, I'm not even that good, but like, if you're somewhat decent, you're swapping your rings. You're swapping your rings in between the game, depending on what you need. Oh, I need the Estus ring because I need more, bigger heals. Like, I'm sorry, I lost my fucking mind at this point because it was like, what? That's your argument?
This. Because believe it or not, most falling distances in Dark Souls 3 are in fact lethal. So hot swapping this ring for smaller distances, sure, like
He even mentions hot swapping. He even mentions it. I'm sorry, I'm losing my fucking mind because it's so crazy that he even acknowledges it.
that's fine. But using it permanently
No one uses it permanently. No one uses it permanently. Name one person other than maybe a complete like newbie, like somebody who has very little clue what to do. But then I wouldn't recommend it to the new person because they don't know the game. I'm sorry, I'm losing my fucking mind. And then he mentions like, but it should just allow us to like.
is
Hold on.
not ever the play. If this thing prevented fall damage, like all fall damage, it would be
You know how fucking broken that would be? I'm in Lothric Castle. They take the elevator in the church to go up the Lorien. I can just equip this ring, jump all the way down to the bottom of the elevator, and live. Does that make sense? Does that sound balanced? No, the fuck it doesn't. It's not balanced. It would literally be broken as fuck. No one uses rings that way. I could go from the top of the Grand Archives where you're on that like section, like that little like almost like Ornstein and Smo like section, and I can just drop off that thing and just live. It's like no, that would be so fucking broken. Oh, I just get knocked off, I live. It's like what?
Awesome. And I personally would be a huge fan of it, even if it might break the game a little.
It
But
would break the game completely. You know how many fucking areas would be just easy as shit to avoid? I can just live here. I have cat ring. Bro, it'd be the most broken ring in the game.
that's besides
Sorry, I know I'm losing my mind. It's not that big of a deal, but it's really bad opinion. It's really bad.
the point. I would love the heck out of this ring. So I'm sad that it
Sorry.
isn't, and I'm sure everyone else
Again, I don't hate this guy. It's just some of the opinions are really bad.
does too. Number 59 is the Flesh.
Also, Fleshbite is both above Leo and Cat. I'm not gonna give him shit on Leo because he didn't know what it did. But Fleshbite is literally useless. I have seen 0 instances where you are taking 2 status effects at the same time. I've seen literally 0. I've played this game for almost 9 or 8 years. I've seen literally 0.
Bite ring.
Moving on.
So quite a few resistances, having more of all of
Just
them.
use a ring that specializes in the thing you need to avoid. Poison, bleed, frost, whatever the fuck.
Sounds really
It's the worst. It's the worst of the rings. It's the worst of the bite rings.
nice on paper, but it's actually worse because of that. Having less of everything on resistances is nice and useful in a total of 0 instances, because you will only be facing one status element at a time,
He even proves it. He even makes the argument I made, right?
usually. And even then, curse resistance is still useless. It's still okay if you don't know what to expect.
Okay, to be fair, even if curse resistance is useless, you have to consider the other 3 factors, and the other 3 are useful. So,
But
just
after your
saying,
first
just saying.
playthrough, you're just not going to want to use it. And is like super common. You find it in a ton of areas with an entire section being
So far, just true.
dedicated to it.
But just use a
So,
poison bite ring.
yay, it actually does have some use. I just wish it also had
But this is also something I will argue. Competitiveness within a category. So if a ring does something similar but better, then it's always going to have more value. Poison bite literally does what this ring does, but like probably 3-4 times better
frostbite resistance.
because you get more resist,
That might
or frostbite resist, or bleed resist. Like just equip the ring you need for the section that you're at.
bring it up even further, but I guess they just didn't want to for some reason.
But so far, like fine argument, like actually fine.
Number 58
It's
is
just
the horse
what's below it is just so crazy. Also, horsehoof ring, it's
hoof
fine.
ring.
Like I don't like the ring. I think it's bad. It has some value if you're versing like in PvE. If you're versing knights and they're shield guarding all the time, especially the cathedral ones with the shields, you might get value out of it. I don't even know if it necessarily breaks their guard, but I think it might.
So I'm curious, who ring 40%? That percentage would be crazy on any other build. With like, if you had that on miracles or like sorceries, you would literally nuke every boss enemy in the entire game.
Okay. Again, they're going to balance the game, or they're going to balance percentages and the numbers around what they can actually do. Like if you gave 40% to miracles or sorceries, they would just be broken. Like they would be the best spells in the game. They would be the best weapon type in the game. You know how broken lightning bow would be with 40% increased damage? 40% on a single ring. Yeah, bro, it would be fucking busted. But that shouldn't be in the game.
And this ring still makes that crazy percentage look sad because it boosts kicking. When would kicking 40% boost? When would a 40% boost to kicking come in handy?
Very few.
And who even
instances.
uses kicks enough to warrant a ring to buff it?
Also
I
a
can't
good
even
point.
find it in my heart to hate this thing. I don't want to kill Patches to get it since I don't even know how to get him to sell it. Honestly, 500
It's literally just 500. Again, you can just buy it off patches like instantly.
souls is nice if I could freaking buy it. And if it was
How the fuck does he not see this ring? Bro, I swear to God, in my Soul Level 1 playthrough, I just saw the ring instantly. It wasn't even, like, hidden. I just bought it from his inventory. What?
actually worth something.
What?
Number 57 is the Hawk.
Okay, by the way, I just want to keep this in mind. He had the Leo ring, not gonna fault him, because he didn't know what it did, and the cat ring below the hawk ring. Just prefacing that.
Ring.
So far, no arguments. There is some usefulness for the hawk ring, but it's only in invasions and using the obscuring ring. That is the only value you will find with it, unless you're doing a bow only build.
Great. Now, and it's an end game ring unless you kill the giant.
It's not an end game ring. You can literally just kill the giant. I know he mentions it, but it's not end game if you can technically get it earlier, but you choose not to.
And if you ever have killed him, I want you to know you are an awful human being.
I'm awful.
Number 56.
He has Flynn's ring, by the way. Flynn's ring above Cat's ring.
Flynn's ring.
Moving on.
Astounding 2.5
It's bad at all
weight
times.
maximum.
Giving up
But
protection
unsurprisingly,
for
that
15% more
is
damage
really
isn't
bad.
really good because
15%
there's other
damage
rings
sounds
that do it.
excellent on paper across all damage type, but that fades really fast as soon as you get past that flat 2.4 weight. Number 55 is the wolf.
Yes, the wolf ring, by the way. 55. You're going to see what's above it. You're going to see what's above it. Now, listen, I don't like the wolf ring. The wolf ring increases poise by a few points. Up to, I think, a 9 at the highest version, right? I think 9 is the highest version. Now, the original is almost impossible to fucking get. Like, unless you want to give 30 Wolfgrass swords to the Watchdogs of Farron, good luck trying to get this thing. But you get the +3 version, which gives you 9 in Ring City. Now, is it a late game drop? Yes. But he's going to argue something like poise breakpoints are very important in PvP. Sometimes you will not have the enough vitality or weight load to actually be able to do it. Now, I have an argument for why this ring isn't as high as some other rings later, but the ring isn't bad. It's not a horrible ring in theory. It just doesn't work as well as what other rings can do for you to increase poise through other means. It's not bad in theory though, but certain poise breakpoints you need to reach in order to trade with certain weapons.
I think it works unless you are at certain thresholds.
Again, he's not a PvP player, so he doesn't know, or maybe he's just not very aware that certain thresholds you need to hit in this game for poise to be good, right? Like you do just need to reach certain points to be able to trade with certain weapons.
So, because of that, you
keeping
need
that in
very
mind.
specific requirements for this ring to actually help you out in any situation. So that means it doesn't do
Again, situational use. You don't always have to have it equipped. Again, it's situational.
much for most builds in the game. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that completely. Number 54 is
He put what okay, so we're doing a Soul Level 1 playthrough, so I'm incredibly biased to this ring right now because this ring has saved my ass like a million fucking times. This ring is really good. So he's gonna say it's kind of bad because it only reduces damage by 20% on the first attack. I'm going to tell him right now, even using your logic of PvE, this will stop you from getting one shot by a lot of bosses. Even if you weren't doing a Soul Level 1 playthrough, you taking 20% less damage is so much, it's insane. So let's say like in Soul Level 1, 20% is quite a lot. Actually, hold on. At 14 vigor, they have 500, right? So I have 15 vigor or 550, right? I have 550 because I have prisoner's chains on, right? 4% reduction, whatever, right? 20%. A lot of bosses will one shot you without this ring. They either have grabs or they have just combos that just one shot you. Like Free Day has combos that just one shot you. Pontiff has combos that just one shot you, right? If you just can't, if you like, there's just abilities that they have or moves they have that just stop you, that get one shot you at low HP, right? Now, I understand what people are gonna say. Well, 20% isn't a lot in theory because it breaks upon the first hit, but in lower HP builds, that's sometimes enough, and particularly with sorcerers, it's quite a lot. For sorcerers who use lightweight armor and don't have enough points to add to Vit to get decent armor, this ring can stop you from getting one-shot comboed. Like, if somebody has a split leaf greatsword and they do the true combo on you, this will stop you from getting one-shot. I think. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure 20% is enough to stop you from getting one shot because the first hit does a lot of damage already. And if you have extra protection, it will stop you from getting one shot. If you're at like 1000 HP, it will. So in PvP, this is a very useful ring. Now, will they break it? Yes. People will break it. But I still think it's a better
Lloyd's
ring
shield ring.
than
I
he's giving
honestly
credit.
don't know the point of this ring. 20% off of one strike is pretty bad.
It's not bad. If it was 30%, it would be broken. Like, the ring would actually just be insanely broken at 30%. Because the difference is, so let's say an enemy's attack does 600 and I'm at 550 health, right? If 20%, I'm taking a negative 120, which means I'm taking 480 damage. That stops a 550 or 500 health player from getting one shot. If let's say it's 30%, just in theory, that's 180. So the the further we get up the scale, let's say it's 1,000 damage, hypothetically, 300 damage, right? It basically does 100. Like, if we're doing 20%, it would be 200. The difference would be 100 damage in the late game. The reason they can't buff the ring because it would just get overpowered in high levels.
To say the least. I mean, like, I guess a tank build could use it, but I genuinely
Why? You would never use it on a tank build. You want to know why? Because they have good enough armor to not actually need it. They have good enough resistances, uh, or in protection to not need it. Sorry, not resistances, protection to not need it. Right?
find that hard to believe over other
You would use it on glass cannons who are gonna get one shot, or people with low health, so level 1, to not get one shot. It's a better ring than he gives credit. Even if you're not playing soul level 1, it's still a good ring.
options, like steel plate ring or the stone plate rings.
He used steel plate ring. He used this ring as his argument. By the way, this is 17%. This is only for flat. In PvP, it does 5. Now, I understand he's a PvE bro. That's fine.
So, sure, it is useful in some situations, but I don't think I'm going to be using it.
That's fine.
Number 53, the Karthus
Karthus Milk Ring being this low, I disagree. I just disagree. I don't think it's insanely valuable, but I don't think it's this bad either.
milk ring.
Plus 3 dex is nice. You get it mid game. Karthus of the Catacombs, right? Early mid game. So, like, I would put it
So,
probably top 40.
I actually have a
Top
question for my PvP
40,
players out
probably.
there. Does the obscuring your
The obscuring is not that useful. It's sometimes useful.
role effect actually do anything? 52 is the Sun Princess
Should be higher. Again, his argument is that the regent.
ring.
I'll let him explain.
The HP regen ring, giving
Should
a
be higher.
whole 2 HP per second. If that sounds underwhelming,
So, something he doesn't mention, and again, most people have either items that help them heal on top of this that gives them HP over time. Blessed Catalyst or Blessed Castus, right? Blessed Castus and their offhands or like um healing miracles, right? Like it's again is a thing for overtime. Like you typically in PvP, most people just have this equipped. Like they just put it on when they're low HP and they need healing over time, right? That's essentially when you use it.
that's because it is.
It's an
However, it
extended
is
PvP
meant
situation.
to
I
be
even put this on in PvE. Whenever, like, if I'm just like below, like, let's say I want to use Lloyd's sword ring or shield ring, I just put this on, and I'm just like, I don't have to waste an Estus, and I just chill for a bit.
very
If
underwhelming.
I just need like a little bit of HP to get the Lloyd's,
Using this
it should be higher. This ring, I'm just gonna say it. It should be top 40, top 30. Like,
ring is basically meaning that you're going to be a regen build. Pair
no.
it with some good blessed weapons.
Also, but yes, you can do that. You can't make it a regen build, but no, that's not the reason you're using the ring. Like You can just use the ring by itself. It's good enough, right? This also sometimes stops you from getting killed by daggers in PvP. Like if you put this ring on and you're really low HP, let's say you're playing arena, it will stop you from just dying to daggers sometimes. If you're able to like survive long enough, it'll give you enough HP to where you can't get hit by daggers.
And the Ancient Dragon Great Shield, and you actually have a really
And you actually like there's another combo you can do. Sacred Chime of Filianor, which has a ability which if you cast a weapon art, it basically allows you to it gives you regen over time and you can put it away, right? You can put away the chime, right? And you don't even need to have the stats to have that. And if you have that on, you get like 7 HP per second,
good flat
which is a decent amount,
regen build.
especially in invasions.
Now, I'm going to be honest, it's not a ring that most people are going to use otherwise, even if you're a very methodical fighter who takes a long time during fights. And it doesn't even have like a +1, +2, or +3 variant. Like, genuinely, it would have been way too strong if it did, but at least it would have had a really good place in everybody's inventory.
It already does. Like PvP people use this all the fucking time. If you're a decent PvP player, you probably use this ring in some estimate. Sorry, I'm being like I'm sorry. It's just some of the takes are just like maybe it's just very like PvE focused or like he's just very unaware of like what happens in PvP. But like I see everybody use this ring like in PvP. Like a lot of people use this ring in PvP whenever they're not fighting in invasions or they're really low HP in arena, right? Like I see people just put this on because it's just free healing. And if you're able to draw out the fight, sometimes it does make a difference to where you're able to
Number
heal enough.
51 is the Ring of Evil
Like
Eye.
he also put this ring, by the way, he puts this ring, which gives 30 HP per kill. Now, his argument is going to be, well, he gives more HP. Yes, but you also have the inherent risk that you can get hit, which is why I think if you're going to actually rank this
This gets
ring,
up to
it has to be worse than the other one. Has to be. Because this ring doesn't heal a lot for killing enemies, and the only value you can find out of it is easy to kill enemies and where there's like a lot of them in a group, so you can get a lot of healing. Now, yes, it can have some value, but it's not that good. It's worse than some Princess.
a plus Princess Ring is a regen over time.
This ring is situationally useful, and you have an inherent risk that you can get hit while trying to get healing. Sun Princess is 2 HP per second, flat, and it stacks with other healing over the time effects. Sacred Chime of Filianor, Blessed Castus, like Blessed Weapons,
And it does take
fucking Millwood Shield. Like, there's a million things that will just increase the healing, so it's actually decent.
a while, meaning in fights with a lot of enemies or anywhere where you're trying to move quickly, you might not regen a lot or do much with it. But in fights against a lot of smaller enemies, I'm thinking places like Undead Settlement, Karthus Catacombs, having like a flat HP gain when you kill an enemy is actually pretty good.
It's not.
Primarily because there's so
It's
many
not.
weak enemies that die really easily.
It's fine
And
in like
stacking
two
it is
spots, bro. It's like fine in two spots. Like the best way I can explain it's like it's fine in the catacombs because there's a million skeletons, and it's fine in maybe Irithel Dungeon because you're gonna be taking a lot of damage from the jailers, like because they're gonna lower your HP. So you killing like some of the easier enemies like the rats or like the ghouls will or like hollows will help,
obviously
but
awesome.
that's about it.
Doing all of that
It's
basically
less
just
it's
means that I would
situationally
personally
more
prefer Ring of Evil Eye.
situationally more useful than Sun Princess, but it is probably objectively worse than Sun Princess because Sun Princess you can heal wherever the fuck you want. There is no situational like there's no like there's nothing you need to complete in order to get the healing. You just get the healing. For this you have
Since
to kill enemies.
if I'm killing an enemy, he is the Speckled Stone.
Also, he put this dog shit ring above it. He put this dog shit ring above it. By the way, if you like even in PvP this is dog shit. In PvE it's dog shit. But in PvP it's worse. Never use this ring. I think this is one of the worst rings in the game. Reason why is because increasing all your elemental damage absorption does fucking nothing. Because 90% of the time, if you're in an area, what's end up what what is going to happen is that area typically has one type of damage, maybe two at most. So all you have to do is if you're in PvE and you have access and you want to like avoid certain types of damage, you just put on the ring that gives you plus 13. Look, plus 13 or plus 20. if you're counting the +2 new game plus variants, right? You just put on the ring that you need. Oh, I'm versing Crystal Sage. I'm putting this on, right? Crystal Sage and Grand Archives. I'm putting this on. Oh, I'm in Smoldering Lake. I'm putting this on. Oh, I'm in Archdragon Peak. I'm putting this on. Dark Absorption. It's like this is probably the least common damage type you're gonna find is dark damage. But like these three, there's areas I can think of where this is valuable.
Plate ring.
Fuck.
This is the exact same. Number 49 is Pontiff.
By the way, he has Pontiff's left eye above. By the way, the ring that is just a shitty Bloodborne version, like what you had it in Bloodborne for free, which is now dog shit and even worse in this game, which is only good with like maybe like one weapon type class, maybe two weapon type classes. At three at most. It's good with three weapon type classes at most. Which, by the way, the healing is not much. The healing is like 30. And you also have to do something much harder to get the fucking healing. Now, if you're somebody who uses
Left eye.
cell swords, and you just go fight bosses, then maybe this is useful, right? If you're able to just fucking smack people down because you have cell swords on all day, in PvP this is useless. In PvE, it's useful against some tanky bosses like Nameless King, where you might need the healing, but even then I would just do more damage with the right eye, which hint hint is much better.
Compared to Pontiff's right eye, this is sad.
Yes.
However, it's actually a pretty decent healing ring.
No.
It doesn't scale
No.
with max HP.
No. 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 Looking at the stats and being like, oh, 30 HP is decent. It's not, though. Because the way you actually have to activate it, you're putting it yourself at inherent risk by being forced to hit the person multiple times in a row. You're putting yourself at more risk every time you go for another hit to heal. You could just put on Sun Princess, which is easy, by the way, and you can just wait around. You just get the fucking heal for free.
HP, meaning it does get.
His one argument that he makes is about accessibility because you get it early in the game. Okay.
Worse and worse the more new game.
I watched up to like 20 minutes, so I'll stop like
HP
speaking for him and just let him speak.
To start, even if the effect is pretty easy to proc. However, it is really early game, and it does fall off late game, but
it's easy to proc against dog shit enemies. It's not easy to proc against like bosses, which is where it would theoretically have the most value.
That sucks, obviously, but having it early game means that this is one of the earliest healing rings that you can possibly get.
It's fair arguments.
For low HP builds with fast attacks, this can actually be a godsend. But on most builds with...
I wouldn't say it's a godsend. Even using this ring back in the day, like when I did my early like soul level or my early runs of this game, like bro, it's not that good. You barely notice the healing. Like sometimes you notice it on Evangelist in Undead Settlement, but it's not good. It's really bad.
Good HP actually have some use there. I also think that you could make an excellent build by pairing this with Arstor's Spear, Ring of Evil Eye, Sun Princess Ring.
You wouldn't.
And Ancient.
So here's his logic. I'm going to give up 3 ring slots, which I could equip Ring of Favor and Prisoner's Chains. I'm going to give up one of them. These, by the way, those rings are probably the 2 best rings in the game. I'm going to give up one of them to do a dogshit regen build, which is not even useful. I know he's not actually saying that. He's just saying you could. No one would do that.
Dragon Great Shield, right? Like you could have HP builds that literally could make you pretty much like Hikari from JJK.
No.
They're invincible. Number 48 is Havel's.
By the way, he put Havel's ring 48, by the way. You're gonna see what's above it. I lost my mind at this point. So his argument is that equip load is not that useful, but I think he fails to understand that it's a. He also. Whatever. Hold on, let it play.
Okay, I know a lot of people love this ring. I actually do like this ring quite a bit, but only in certain situations.
Then why is it 48? Why is it 48?
And that's why I don't think it's that good. The +3 variant gives a 4% advantage to your equipment load over the original. And that is really bad.
Okay, so consider what he just said. By the way, the base version of this gives 15%. The +3 gives 19%. It's a percentage. It's not flat. It's 4% in like, okay, so most people probably have what, 20 vitality or 25. So it's 60 or 65. You're getting 9 extra pounds of weight that you can just do whatever you want with. You can equip a heavier weapon, heavier armor set, shield, uh, switch up your weapons a bit more, have an offhand. You can do whatever you want with this. This is free. This is 9 points of vitality you don't need to spend for a single ring slot. With 65, by the way, this is with the base variant. I can use the upgrade variant if you want. You get basically 10 because I'm pretty sure it rounds up. So you get 10 pounds. 11.5. You get 11 pounds. You can do whatever the fuck you want with. This is our complaint because it's 4%. Sorry. Hold on. 4%! And you're gonna complain about 12 points of vitality you don't need to spend.
Like,
It's 12 skill points! It's not even fucking need. Like,
really, really.
you know what that means you can do? That means you're giving up a ring slot, but you're saying, hey, bro, you don't need to spend 11 points in vitality or 9 points in vitality. And you can put that into faith, you can put that into strength, dex, vitality, vigor, endurance, attunement, whatever the fuck you want. You can put in anything. You put in luck, for Christ's sake. It's free points! It's free stats! For a ring slot, for a single ring slot, you get 9 points. 9 levels. That's his argument.
Bad, especially considering the original gives a 15% boost, which honestly should be all you need. Now, this ring.
So you're penalizing the ring because the original already has a very high buff and they didn't make it overpowered as fuck by giving it, like, I don't know, 10% increase on the +3 variant. That's your argument?
Might be useful on a big old tank build, and it does get stronger with more vitality, but who really needs this ring when you have a lot of vitality already? The Ring of Favor.
It's not for high vitality users. Unless you're wearing full Havels, it's not for high vitality users. It gets more value with high vitality users, but it's better for lower people who don't want to spend vitality and need the points in faith, strength, dex, whatever else. It's free fucking points. Also, the fact that, by the way, let's say you put the fact that Prisoner's Chains, by the way, gives 5 extra vitality already, means that let's say you put 25 points and you have Prisoner's Chain, you get, hold on, I'm can't do math. You would have 70. You'd get 10 extra points, right? With the variant or with the +3 version, you'd get like 13. That's free points, bro. It's free levels. You don't have to spend.
Especially.
You're giving up a ring slot. It's a sacrifice. You're giving up a ring slot, but you don't have to spend the points. You can put them in whatever else. For PvP builds, it's literally free. It's literally free points. It's free points.
He already has a equip load
You can do heavier armor. You can ignore vitality. You can use heavier weapons.
buff that
How is this a bad thing? How is this like, oh, disappointing? How is that even like, bro, this should be a top 30 ring, probably top 20 ring.
doesn't fall into the soft cap hell. And even if its bonus is way smaller, it does have other bonuses too. So I don't know. The Havel's ring, it has plus variants that just don't do enough.
Oh no, it has the plus variants that don't do enough because the fucking original is not good enough, I guess. 15% is just not good enough. 19%, it's pretty good. Fuck it though. It's not that good.
And its niche is, in my opinion, pretty limited.
The niche is pretty limited. By the way, it's literally free weight load. It's free. It's fucking 9 points for free. At the lowest version, it's 9 points.
So I just don't think it's super high on the list. That being said,
By the way, considering the rings he hasn't put on the list, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I think this is where I stopped and I was
it
like,
can
he's
definitely
rage baiting me. He's rage baiting me. That's what I thought. I saw this listment and I was like, okay, he's rage baiting me. I had to stop watching.
be useful. I'm not doubting that. Number 47 is
This is what he put above it. This is what he put above it. He put blue tier so this is when I was like, okay, he's actually rage baiting me. I'm like, this is tailor-made rage bait. This is like perfectly crafted rage bait for complete nerds like me who think about this stuff like all day basically. This is tailor-made for me to just fucking crash out on. That word is 100% overused, but I'm actually like crashing out over nothing, over fucking rings, because it's just so crazy the logic he gives. Blue Tearstone ring, by the way, is literally worse than Havel's ring in every conceivable fucking way. It's not even funny. Whatever.
the blue Tearstone
Let's
ring.
hear his reasoning. Let's
So
hear
this
his
is
reasoning.
actually one of the earliest rings you can pick up. In fact, I think it's like
Sorry.
the earliest if you don't pick certain classes or, don't start out with a ring. I believe
Covetous Silver Serpent ring is the earliest ring or life ring. So he's wrong here, but it is one of the earliest rings. He's right about that.
this is the earliest one you
Sorry,
can
I'm being actually. I know. Sorry, my
get.
bad.
So that's pretty nice. In reality, this
Bro,
ring is
I gotta
actually best
breathe.
used later game when you have a large HP pool, since it actually uses 20% of your max HP to get the effect.
Okay, there's value in this ring. I'm not gonna act like it's useless, but again, it's only useful in PvP. It's only useful if you're low HP or doing a glass cannon build, and even then, it won't save you in a glass cannon build. By the way, if you have no armor on, you're using Flynn's ring and like like if it's good in combination, if you have red Tearstone ring and this, and you have decent armor on, and you're low HP, but it's a situational ring. Situational. You should never be this low HP. If in PvE, you should never be this low HP. And in PvE, it's not going to save you if you're versing a boss. By the way, like you're still going to get one shot. Like because how low your HP bar needs to be to actually activate this thing will not save you from a fucking boss unless the boss does no damage.
But at that point, I personally believe that you have a
And
lot of
PvP, it can if it's like a fucking dagger or a straight sword or whatever. It can, but again, you need decent armor for that to work, and you switch to it when you need it.
better rings, and 20% HP is not a
By the way,
lot.
he put Lloyd's shield ring lower than this.
Even with the resistance, you will most likely get one shot by enemies in New Game Plus
Oh my
cycles,
god, he just
even if you have large HP pools. So, I'm kind of sorry, but
he's putting a fucking ring that he acknowledged you will still get one shot by with it on above Havel's.
I'm also not. I will say, as just one olive
I'm
branch to you
fucking
blue
losing it.
Tearstone lovers, you do have the red Tearstone ring and Morian Blade, meaning that this might be absolutely necessary if you're running a build where you're trying purposefully to have low
Yeah.
HP.
You see? Oh wow, Blue
Necessary
Tearstone
if
ring
you're
was
running a
really OP
build
here,
where
guys.
you're trying
So OP. It didn't even activate, by the way. He was this low HP, it didn't even activate. And he's gonna say Wood Shield ring is worse, and Havel's is worse, and Cat ring is worse. Brother.
purposefully to have low HP. That being said, I'm not good enough to do that, so I'll leave that to you guys, and I'm going to be putting it here on the list.
I'm fucking losing it.
Number 46, the Night Slayer's ring.
I'm like fine with the placement, but it's just like everything else has like been so shit. What's actually I know what's above it too. That's the worst part. I know what's gonna be above it because I can just do the math in my head. This ring should be higher than some of the rings above it. By the way, this ring is actually really good if you're versing turtles. Very good in PvP. It's even I think it works against the PvE knights by the way as well. This ring is pretty fucking good.
I think that this ring is just tank repellent. I
Yes,
really think that this one
it's
is meant
turtle
for
repellent.
PvP
Yes,
as well. Very
I'm
high on
fucking
this
dying,
list.
bro. I'm fucking dying.
And I don't care about PvP. I'm gonna be completely
There
real.
you go.
PvP is great. I love you PvPers out there
You don't know ball, and it's okay to say you don't know ball. It's okay. Like listen, bro. Not all of us can have good opinions.
for telling me stuff, but I don't think that this is even that good there.
It's
either.
good in PvP. My bad.
Number 4.
It's good in PvP. By the way, Aldrich Sapphire is above these fucking rings. By the way.
45 is Aldrich's Sapphire.
Oh
For
hell
early
no!
game intelligence crit builds, this is actually a
Early game intelligence crit builds. Who says this? What builds are you talking about? What builds? Brother, tell me. I want to know. Where does the FP value? Okay, so I crit somebody with let's say I have Hornet Ring and I have Crystal Ring or whatever, or a Crystal Weapon, right? Crystal Croak Wills or whatever, and I crit somebody. Okay, the FP. Wow, the FP. I'm noticing the FP difference here. Over Havel's ring, by the way. Over Cat ring. Over Torsing. Over Lord Shield ring.
really good ring. However, it does get worse the longer you go on in the game. And 15.8 FP is not a great amount either. It's pretty much just
Then why is it above Havel's? Then why is it above Havel's?
one basics. This is actually a pretty decent one. Number 44 is the Prism.
Oh my god! There's no way. 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 There's no. Bro, there's no way. I didn't watch this video, by the way. I did not watch this video. I didn't expect it to be this low. Oh my god. Oh my god. He did not put Prisoner's Chain this low. He did not put Prisoner's Chain this low. No. 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 No in every conceivable. Bro, this actually might be, unironically, the worst opinion I've ever seen. Oh my god, it's so bad. Nah, you can't defend this. This is objectively the worst take I've ever heard. Like, I want to see how he tries to explain it, but he's no. By the way, this might be the best ring in the game, and he's putting it 44. There's an argument this is better than Ring of Favor. I'd actually say it's better than Ring of Favor. You get 15 free stat points. It is literally better than Ring of Favor, especially for soul level builds.
Prisoner's Chain. This is a late game ring that is way better.
It's not that late game, by the way. You can just beat Dancer and, beat Osiris Peak under. It's not really hard. Even though I struggle with Dancer, but that's beyond the point.
For early game builds. That sounds horrible, and it is.
No, he did not say that.
Better for early game builds.
Nah, there's no way he said that.
That sounds horrible, and it is in some.
15 free stat points. Even for the soul level he probably plays at, which is probably around 120, 180, is free 5 stat points. You don't have to. 15. It's 5 in each stat. You just don't need to spend any points. You just give up a ring slot and you get 15 stat points.
Cases. I don't really understand why they decided to place this ring so.
You can put 15 stat points in whatever you want. You can put it all in damage. You can put it in strength, dex, attunement. What? What? What?
Late, but
Faith? Intelligence? Like, you can put it in any of those stats, and you're gonna tell me it's bad?
to be honest, there are a lot of things I can also praise about it. 4% damage reduction is not bad at all.
It's not damage reduction. It's not damage reduction. It's reduction. It's a reduction. It reduces your absorptions. You don't actually take less damage, unless he means it the other way. But the 4% doesn't even matter because you're getting 5. You're getting 5 vigor points. That's free. That's free points. 5 vigor points is like, depending on where you are, it doesn't soft cap until like 44 or something. Like, let's say you're at 27. Okay, it's 27 where it starts to soft cap, right? Because it becomes less and less. So let's say you're at 27, you get 5, you get 92 extra HP. The 4% doesn't even make a difference. And the lower the level you are, so I'm at 10. With this on, I have 550. I get 147 HP for free. Not including the endurance, not including everything else, for free. This is the worst take. This is the worst take. This is an unbelievable take.
Especially considering that you're getting plus 5 vigor, endurance, and vitality.
All useful.
Now,
that no one wants to spend points in.
That is really bad at higher soft caps.
If you're like level 807, it's bad. No one is that level though.
Especially at soft caps. Once you hit soft caps, that becomes pretty.
You can just not level. You can just literally stop leveling at soft caps and put this ring on. And boom, you just get extra points. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills.
much useless, like completely useless.
What are we
And since
saying?
most players
His argument is accessibility, but then he has argued accessibility, by the way, and even using, and then he just simultaneously breaks the argument of accessibility and is like, but at higher levels it's bad. It's like, what what are we even talking about?
will find it late into the game, your vigor, endurance, and vitality should
No one finds it late in the game.
be hitting soft caps.
No, no. I nah, it's not real. It's not real. It's rage bait. It's tailor-made rage bait. Just it's rage bait.
Making this, I do applaud you because it's really strong early game.
It's strong mid game. It's strong late game. It's strong on new game plus builds. It's strong at soul level 120. It's strong at like. Do I need to go on? Do we need to go back to the kindergarten classroom? Because holy shit, bro, your math is wrong.
But in my opinion, it can't
I'm
be
sorry, I said it wasn't gonna be mean, but that is fucking un. There is no way you actually think this ring is bad at higher levels. You're not even soft capping in this game. A new game, you're not even soft capping because you're probably putting points in strength or whatever, or dex or fits or not fits. Attunement, yeah, attunement, intelligence, faith, whatever. You just don't have to spend 5 free points. It's five. It's 15 free points. It's 15. It's five in stuff you don't want to spend points in. Even in lower level builds, this ring is overpowered. In higher level builds, it's still overpowered. Even if you're level 180 and you've reached all the soft caps, it's still fucking broken.
beat other game like rings later in the game. Number 43
He puts this above this, by the way. He puts Slumbering Dragon Crest above it. You're gonna see the other rings too. You're gonna fucking lose your mind.
is the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring. This ring is the stealth builder's wet dream.
I have been recording. By the way, he's gonna make an argument that stealth builds exist in this game because he saw a fucking what is it? What is it? Young Maestro video, right? Saw a Young Maestro video about stealth souls, fucking years ago. Years ago. He's gonna argue that this ring is better than Prism.
That is this ring. If you want free crits, you're also going to want to choose this ring because
Free crit, brother. I don't know a single person that is like, oh, I got backstab because a guy had slumbering dragon. No one says that. No one says that. Who is?
for crit builds, it's a decent option.
This is like if you guys have ever seen the video, some people might be aware. Mr. T Lexify, there's a zombies YouTuber back in the day, made a video watching reacting to somebody's tier list or ranking of zombies maps, and it feels like I feel like I'm seeing that. I feel like I'm gonna like I feel like I'm him right now because I feel like I'm about to hear him say something like Quarantine Ring is number one. I swear to God, if he says Quarantine Ring is number one, I'm swear to God.
Paired with the Hornet Ring and the Dagger or Rapier, that's just utterly deplorable. But for stealth builds, this is downright necessary.
They're not a thing. They're not a thing. Stealth builds do not exist.
There are just no other stealth tools in the game that can actually do anything similar to what this.
There is, there is. You want to know what it's called? It's called Spook. It's called Spook. It's a 10 intelligence spell, and you don't have to waste a ring slot, and you get fall damage. No fall damage. You get the covering effect as well. It's free. It's free.
Ring does. So for a
More than 50% of the fucking classes in the game can use it at base level.
stealth build, rejoice. This thing is a godsend.
Assassin comes with it for free.
But for everyone else, you can just walk right on past it. Number 42 is the Knight's Ring.
I'm like fine with it. I don't really rate Knight's Ring that high. It's a fine ring. It just helps you with ultra great swords really. If you're an ultra great sword user and you're early in the game, it's useful. Later in the game, it's less useful.
Test them out. Other than that, it is really useless. It's just not worth a.
Even his argument of accessibility earlier, which by the way, yes, you get this ring late in the game. But even me, on my first playthrough, when I played, I was using the Fume Knight Ultra Greatsword, right? On my first playthrough, I used the Fume Knight Ultra Greatsword, and I couldn't wield it one-handed without this ring because I was at like 45 strength and I couldn't wield, or I was at like 45 strength or something, and I couldn't wield it one-handed. I always had to two-handed. So when I got this ring, it meant something. Now I'm not saying that's everybody. No, you know what? Yeah, 10 extra points technically
Ring
if you
slot.
two-hand, but if you one-hand, it gives you 5. You can just level your strength up to 61 and put this on, and you're at the hard cap. Two-handed, you're at the hard cap because you're technically at 99,
Especially to keep permanently. Plus, finding it
unless you're
in locked or
one-handing.
castle is just plain annoying, since by then you will most likely have enough souls to invest in a few other levels. And I mean, strength is also pretty necessary.
Does he not understand like that free fucking stat points and by its definition are really useful, especially if those stat points are shit you don't want to put your points into, aka Prisoner's Chain, which is 15 free stat points that you can do whatever the fuck you want with. Havel's Ring, which is literally vigor point or vitality points for free.
For just about
I
every
need to stop
build.
crashing out. I need to stop.
So,
I need to stop. Like,
you
just let him
know,
explain. Just let him explain.
I
It's fine.
personally would not consider it that important,
It's not.
especially to reach weapon requirements.
It's not that important. I agree.
Number 41 is the Hunter's Ring.
I'm fine with this.
Similar to the Knight's Ring, this thing is meant to fill
It's even less useful because you can't even get the values out of it two-handing, right? Dex, you have to.
requirements, and
It's only useful if you're using a strength build, and let's say you're using like a greatsword or whatever, and it has like high dex requirements, or split leaf greatsword has high dex requirements. You just put on this ring.
however, intelligence and faith are even less common.
Does he
So
only have like one character? Does he actually like? Does he only like play on one character? Just out of curiosity, like not flaming, like actual genuine question. Does he only play on one character?
they're gonna have to go higher. At number 40, we have the Scholar
It's fine. It's like whatever.
Ring. Plus 5
If he
intelligence.
puts
Cool.
priestess fucking low, I'm gonna kill him. I'm
It's
sorry.
literally just like the others. I mean, like, it's,
He's gonna put it low. He's gonna put it low because he's not even gonna consider the Tears of Denial factor.
once again, it's a
Which, by the way, I don't think that makes Priestess a high tier ring, but it definitely makes it above average ring because Tears of Denial is just one of the best spells in the game. Just is.
requirement ring.
It's good in PvP. It's good in PvE. It's good like challenge runs. It's good in like everything.
And you find it late game as well. That I actually believe that you're going to invest in intelligence at one point or another. And so, because of that,
Literally no, unless you're trying to get Orbic. But literally no, unless you're doing an intelligence build or a pyromancy build or a dark build. It's literally those three options.
number 39 is the
I hate it. 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 It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's a fine argument. It's fine. It's fine placement. It's I would put it higher, but it's fine.
priestess ring.
I disagree. Tears of Denial is just so overpowered. It's like not even funny. Like in PvE it's good, in PvP it's good. Like bro, I have a certain ring slot or I use certain rings to literally just be able to cast it in soul level 1 playthroughs. Means it just stops you from getting one shot. So no, I disagree with this.
So 5 faith is an okay amount, I guess. I'm not quite
By
sure
the way,
since it
we are 27 minutes in. This is 15 minutes long. I'm gonna have to edit a fuck ton.
feels 5 extra faith hits requirements, but it's just not useful this late into the game for
It is useful because you don't have to spend 5 points to put on Tears of Denial. So any build can use it. Literally any build with 10 faith can use it. Literally. You get a free overpowered spell. If you literally don't even need the attunement slots. You don't even need the attunement slots. If you're playing PvE, you literally don't need it. Dust Ring, Deep Ring, Priest. Boom. There you go. You got it.
anything other than build testing.
No.
Number 39,
I'd put it higher. For pure casters, there's not really another item like this, so I'd put it higher. By the way, he has many rings above that I'm going to flame the fuck out of him for.
is the Dusk Crown Ring. Not bad. I mean, I don't really know how I feel about this ring.
Just say you
It
don't use sorceries, little bro. Just say it. I'm sorry, I'm a little broing now. I've gotten petty. Just say you don't use sorceries. It's fine. It's good ring.
is efficiency's best friend first and foremost, and a 25% reduction for FP cost is actually really good, especially on big spells.
You know how fucking insane that is? that means that something like Sunlight Spear, which costs like 48 Faith to cast, or 48 FP, sorry, it now casts like 32 or 36, which is a difference of 12 FP, which means you could probably get off 4 of these instead of 3 of these in the theoretical realm. Because if you cast 3, you have another one for, like, you have a 4th one. For
So
free!
there's that,
You
I
only have
guess.
to sacrifice a bit of HP. I think it's like 15% HP you sacrifice.
However,
For pure casters, there is not another option.
getting later in the game with higher vigor
Oh my
also makes the
god.
debuff way worse.
Okay, good
If you have 1,000
arguments.
HP, no, you don't. With this ring, it's 850. A 15% decrease in max HP does not sound bad until you actually see it on paper.
It's not actually that bad because you have rings that can literally deal with the problem. You literally have rings that can just deal with this problem. Now, yes, the percentage increases on higher levels, but what fucking level are you? Are you like max level? No one's fucking max level, bro. I don't understand this argument. I'm sorry, I really don't. It only matters if you're like ultra new game plus 7, like 807, like level 807. Like, it's not a problem with most builds.
Because
Because you can literally just caveat the fact with Prisoner's Chain or Ring of Favor,
holy, it sucks.
which everybody fucking uses, by the way.
That being said, for most spell builds, it just doesn't matter too much since you're most likely going to
Doesn't
be
matter too much. You get an extra free cast of probably heavier investment spells, aka Sunlight Spear. And we can go even further. We can go Soul Stream if you want to use it, right? You get more cast of that. Crystal Soul Spear, Homing Soul Mass. Basically every spell in the game, it just makes them more efficient and you cast more. I don't know. It's kind of free. You get more Estus Flask instead of less. You get more Estus Flask because you need less Ashen Estus Flask because you can cast more.
far away from fights with ranged power, meaning hopefully you're going to be taking a lot less damage. Then again, you will still get those heavy penalties, so I can't recommend it to anything.
Heavy penalty is 15% HP, by the way, for 25% less FP. The thing that you need to manage the most with caster builds.
But a pure caster build
Okay.
obsessed with efficiency. Number 37 is
It's like fine. It's like fine. I'm fine with 30 is a fine play. I have to piss. I've actually been ranting for so long. I have to pee. Hold on.
the red tier in that range without getting one shot, especially later in New Game Plus cycles.
That's why it's situational. You just put it on when you're low HP and you can activate the effects. So therefore you can actually come back in PvP or PvE easier.
And if you
Especially
thought
if you're doing arena, it's really nice.
it was just done after that, congrats. 36 is the Lightning Clutch ring.
It's like fine. Don't have a problem with it. It's a fine ring, decent trade-off. If you're using lightning miracles, yeah, I agree. If you're using lightning-based weapons, yeah, I agree.
Fortunately, the amount of lightning-based attacks in this game is limited.
By the way, I would probably increase this. I think lightning, dark are the best elementals in the game. I do believe they have less. I would increase it because I think it's a more useful, like, the damage type is more useful in my opinion, but there's an argument that pyromancy and magic there's more of, therefore it's more useful than dark clutch and lightning clutch, but there's an argument to be made. I think it's fine.
Number 35
It's like fine, it's whatever.
is the
I don't really have comments on these. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip past these because I don't really have comments on
of
these.
HP. 34 is Aldrich.
By the way, he has Aldrich's Ruby above the Clutch rings, Red Tearstone ring, Havel's ring, Wolf ring, Cat ring, Leo ring. I'm not gonna give him shit on the Leo, as I said.
Is Ruby.
Prisoner's Chain. He has it fucking above Prisoner's Chain as well. Like, this 30. By the way, it's 30 healing. I'm not even lying. Not even capping. It's 80. Sorry, it's 85. That is almost nothing. Sun Princess is better than that. I'm not even joking. I get more healing out of Sun Princess than Aldrich's Ruby. Wanna know why? Because this is hard to activate. You actually have to crit somebody. In PvE, maybe if you're able to get backstab or hit land parries. If you're a like parry god for Pontiff, fucking rock this ring, bro. But at that point, I would just rock Hornet ring and just kill him faster.
So for most crit builds, this is the better Aldrich ring to use.
It's not.
However, it once again gives a
It is better, but it's not a good ring.
flat amount of HP, so obviously it gets worse later in the game. Now, don't get me wrong, that is a good amount of HP, but it is clearly an early game option for crit builds rather than a late game powerhouse. Man, I can only say good early, bad late so many times, dude.
By the way, he has used the argument of different periods of the game multiple times. I thought, oh, he prefaced it early playthroughs because he mentions availability. But then he's like, no, 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 no. The problem is, it's not good late game. That's the argument he used for Prisoner's Chain and for Dustcrown, by the way. So,
My voice is getting hoarse.
I hate it.
Number 33,
Fine spot. I don't have a problem.
Deep Ring.
Attunement slots, yeah. Useful.
Do you need more spell slots?
Yeah, Saints Ring right
need
there
more
too. I don't have any problems with it. Like so far, he's doing fine.
flasks, but your HP is
Hold on.
ring is one.
It's also fine. Don't have a problem with Ashen Essence. Like none of these rings so far. Like, a few of them I'm having problems with. By the way. By the way, the fact that he changed where the clutch rings are, I kind of have a problem with it. But we'll talk about it later. This is fine. By the way, I'm just gonna skip past the shit because this video is a lot
30.
faster. This ring should be way higher. I don't give a fuck. This ring should be higher. This ring should be way higher. +2 attunement slots. I understand how long it takes to get is a problem. But +2 attunement. Hold on. +2 attunement slots is how many points of not FP of attunement? On average, it depends, right? But I'm seeing roughly 10 points in the late game. It's 10 points once you get past 30, right? It's 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. For pure casters, there is no other ring. And not to mention, they're going to have spells that cost 2 attunement slots. So you basically just get free 2 attunement slots. The penalty you would have, you no longer have. This ring should be way higher. It should be like 20 at least. 20 at least. I would say it's 15 though.
Is the Dark Moon.
For pure casters, there's literally not another ring that's better.
Moon ring. +2 spell slots is
Other than Dust Crown and your Miracle boosting damage rings. It's literally free points. It's just 10 free points. For pure casters, most of them will have 30 plus attunement. So this is free points.
quite nice. Until you realize that it is on a Covenant ring. Ew.
Doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck if it's on a Covenant? You're... It's fine.
Just
I'm sorry, I'm losing energy, guys.
ew.
Like,
Sure, two spell slots are great early game, but you will not get this until late game due to
which it's still good late game because you're using stronger spells, aka Great Cross Fire Orb and fucking Chaos Bed Vestiges, which cost 2. They cost 2. And there's the most common fire, like they're literally the most common type of pyromancies in the game.
oppressive farming. Now, it's still
Oppressive farming. Just fucking, I don't know, do it online. If you don't want to farm, doing farming, yeah, it's not fun. No one likes it. It takes a while. For availability, it sucks, but you don't really have another option. Availability is a fine argument, but it becomes a useless argument if you're going to argue late game as well, because then availability is not even the argument anymore. You're being like, well, late game is not as good. It's like you're switching up the rules. Do you care about the early game the most, and like late game is secondary, or do you care like, fuck?
Good late game ring because you have multi-slot spells, but it isn't as useful as it is in early game. And I would prefer to
What the fuck are you even?
to use this on something actually buffing my spells.
Bro, I'm gonna cry.
Rather than just 29.
I don't get maybe I'm fucking stupid. I'm gotta be stupid. Also, Blood Bite is buffed this, by the way. Blood Bite ring, which is useful in. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas. For like one type of enemy, by the way.
The Blood Bite ring.
Maybe 6.
Bleed is less abundant than poison, but it is found in more areas.
By like 2 enemies in max in all the areas.
I personally find this
I'm gonna fucking crash out.
to be only okay. The poison
Only okay. So you're telling me if this ring is only okay, Dark Moon is worse, Prisoner's Chain is worse. Half-Life is worse. Wolf is worse. Wolf, I think, is actually better than this ring. I don't like Wolf ring, but you're saying it's worse. Lloyd Shield ring is worse. The Fire Clutch and Lightning Clutch rings are worse. The 2-min slot ones are worse.
Bite ring is truly one of
For fucking resistance, you won't even face in PvP, and in PvE, it's almost never a problem because you can just have fucking red moss clumps. Or if you don't want to have them, you just equip this ring for the enemies you're facing and you walk away.
the best of the bunch. But I want it to be
I'm
known
gonna
that this
lose
one
it.
is no slouch, especially if you're having
No slouch. So Prisoner's Chain is a slouch. I'm fucking
trouble with certain enemies or those freaking maggot guys. I hate those things. Number 28, it's the Dark Clutch.
like I'm fine with the placement. It's fine, but it's the only way to actually increase dark damage through rings, other than miracle based ones or sorcery spell based ones. Actually, through all the actually wrong. I'm wrong. You could dark damage will be increased by all of depending on what it is, pyromancy, miracle, and spell. I'm pretty sure it will be increased by whatever ring buffs it, right? So young dragon clutch, or young dragon, bellowing dragon, old witch, great swamp ring, ring of the sun's firstborn, and morn ring. They will all increase dark damage, miracle spells, or pyromancies, depending if you're using, whether using the miracle version of the dark damage or whatever, right? But Dark Clutch is the only way to increase dark damage itself,
Ring.
other than some items in the game, like what is it? It's just Blindfold Mask, boost dark damage. So
Damage and takes away 10% of your physical damage negations to do so. And you know what? It really does not matter that much. Dark
I hate it. It doesn't matter that much. Then why is it here? Then why is it here? Why is it above the other things?
damage spells include Great Deep Soul, Dory's Gnawing, Black Fire Orb, Great Soul Dregs, and Dark Edge. Those spells without this buff are pretty freaking oppressive. So this buff, giving it a downright magnanimous 15% damage bonus while only sacrificing
It's 8% in PvP.
10% of your physical absorption, is an absolute steal. Let's be real. And there are dark
So he's saying that the damage isn't needed, but it's a steal of a thing. I don't.
spells in every category. So congrats, you just got a hell of a lot of damage for literally every magic category. Number 27, the
I don't.
Magic Clutch.
Whatever. I'm fine with Magic Clutch being here because sorcerers are typically more glass cannon.
26 is the Chill Bite Ring.
By the way, this status resist, Frostbite, by the way, that you barely face in the fucking game outside of a few boss fights and a few enemies. Very few. The Outrider Knights, the fucking Outrider Knights, not the ones in Irithyll, but the ones scattered around the place with the or they're not Outrider Knights, they're Irithyll Knights. Or maybe no, they're Outrider Knights that are scattered all throughout the game that you can find. Have Frostbite. Freed has Frostbite, and a few weapons in PvP have Frostbite. Now, Frostbite is a very good status effect. However, it is hard to apply in PvP unless you're using spells like Stab Freeze or whatever, or Frozen Weapon. You barely face this in PvE. Even in PvE, by the way, the only time I would use it is PvE, or the only time I would see it be used against me is in PvE, where I'm facing Frostbite. Even then, I would not equip the fucking ring. Because even then, you have things like Sieg Brew, you have like other options, like Rhyme Moss Clumps that can stop the Frostbite buildup or cure it. In PvE, especially against the enemies you just mentioned, I wouldn't even use this ring. Because Frostbite, even though it's a good status effect, is not that good. Like, you just don't face it a lot. You just don't face it that much.
I think that this is the only unique DLC of death and happiness that definitely didn't.
Also, Ariandel is like the only place with actually decent Frostbite. Like, yes, it is useful for Ariandel. Not even really, though. But
25 is the Life Ring.
I'm fine with the placement. I'd probably put it a bit higher because it's just more HP. It's percentage based too. Like 7% or 10% is quite a lot. especially in late game, especially in meta level. Even in early game, an early game is way less useful, but still useful. Like extra HP is extra HP. It just makes you harder to kill.
This is one of the four is the lingering Dragon Crest ring.
Fine with the placement. Again, I don't have a problem with it. I don't really have much to say. Like, I know he wants to explain this thing, but this video is long enough as is. So I'm going to try and speed this up as much as I can, but fine with this, right? The Prisoner's Chain one actually caught me fucking off guard. Like, I lost my mind.
This ring's normal version gives a solid 30% bonus of uptime for buffs. That is really its only utility, which, by the way, is freaking stupid. Sure, it can buff any type of magic like miracles and pyromancies in addition to sorceries, but in reality, it isn't even that good. It only works on buffs, such as
Then why is it above Life Ring? Like, I don't under. If its argument is, oh, it's not even that good of a fucking effect, or it only works on this, if it's more situational, then put it lower than the ones that are generally more useful. Unless the situational benefit is so fucking ginormous that it should be above the generally useful ones.
magic armament, great magic barrier, and sacred oath. I mean, that's pretty good, right? I mean, extra buff time is pretty nice no matter what.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this is still a wasted opportunity
It's not, though, because you can literally just have to cast the spell less.
because it does not, I repeat, does not work on any weapon skills, even the ones that give buffs. What is that? You
Okay, I'm gonna think of the weapons that have weapon buffs. Hold on. Orion's Blade, Onyx Blade, Profane Greatsword. There's probably a few more I'm fucking not thinking of. I'm really fucking struggling. Those are three I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably more. It's probably a lot. I don't know if there's a lot more, but there's probably more. But not that much more.
want a miracle sunlight oath? Yeah, that works great.
Okay, Sunlight Sword is a good point. That's actually a good buff.
The weapon skill oath of sunlight? No, that's too weird. What is that logic? It is still a really
I think it's an oversight. I don't think it's logic.
good buffing ring, but not boosting weapon skills sucks. Also, it doesn't boost like offensive spells like poison mist or pestilent mist, which is just kind of odd. And it also
What would it do buff wise? Would it just make the status effect last longer? Would the poison field be out a bit longer? What would it do? I'm just asking for the sake of balance. If
doesn't buff the duration of bountiful sunlight, so it's not even good for regen.
it does buff it, it just makes it weird. It doesn't actually buff it. It actually nerfs the effect, but makes it spread out through a longer period of time, which makes the healing slower, which makes it worse. So he is right, it doesn't buff it, but it technically does buff the duration, just makes healing worse.
Gen builds. I don't know. It has some good power, but its lack of buffable buffs and stuff makes it a
Lack of buffable buffs. Okay. We're going to name the buffs. I'm going to do you a favor. We're going to name the buffs. Karthus Flame Arc, Magic Weapon, Grey Magic Weapon, Crystal Magic Weapon, Lightning Blade, Dark Moon Blade, Lightning Blade, Blessed Weapon. Um, is that it? I think I might have got them all. Oh, Frost Weapon. So that's 10 buffs, and people use buffs in PvP and in PvE quite a bit, extensively actually. And you're telling me I get to cast the buffs less often, and they last longer, so it's more useful in not only just killing mobs, but also in boss fights. Cool.
frustrating addition to my arsenal, especially when there are so many other damage buff rings like that make like 30% extra uptime for a buff, like somewhat unnecessary.
Not really, because 30% of 60 seconds, which is most buffs, is 78 seconds. You get 78 seconds, which is 18 seconds bonus. If you increase the +2 variant, which I'm pretty sure is 40%, it's like 23 seconds. Might be doing the math wrong. I think it's 23. Might be 24. I don't know how that's a complaint. You're doing definitely more damage with the buff on longer than you are with the buff doing more damage through Magic Clutch Ring or other things. So
Number 23.
I don't. Okay, bro, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Guys, he has to have a fucking logical explanation for why Ring of Favor is also down here with Prisoner. By the way, the rings above it are so insane, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna fucking laugh. There's no. By the way, if you think I'm fucking crazy, listen to his takes about what he's about to say.
Is the Ring of Favor.
Oh my god.
I actually originally like adored this ring. Like
Also, I'm pretty
many
sure he's wrong about the FP part. Might be wrong about the FP part. I'm favor. No, it's equip load. It's not FP, which I thought it was. It's percentage based. And by the way, the +3 variant. I don't know, bro. That looks kind of overpowered to me. For free in percentages. That's good in late game and early game. And you can get a +3 for free. And +1 is not even hard to get either, and it's still good.
people do. But now
You get literally free. Like, it's not. The reason why I say I don't know if Prisoner's Chain is the best item in the game or best ring in the game because Ring of Favor exists. And there's an argument that Ring of Favor in late game builds is much better because percentages will always outdo flat stats in late game because of soft caps, right? Because the percentages are able to go past soft caps, right? So if you reach a soft cap and you have the percentages, you get more out of it, right? That's why I think there's an argument that Prisoner's Chain and Ring of Favor are both the best rings. It just depends on what you value more. Personally, I would say Prisoner's Chain is a better ring than Ring of Favor, but it's not by much. It's by very little, in my opinion. And that's just because I'm playing Soul Level 1 right now. So I'm incredibly biased because I'm playing Soul Level 1 right now.
and I'm kind of going to just think it's only okay. At least that's what
Only okay, brother.
most people would say. Sure, it is still mid, but
Everything I said about Prisoner's Chain applies to this ring. You're wrong. I'm not even gonna say why. You're just wrong. Just watch the part where I talked about Prisoner's Chain. You're wrong.
it is
He's gonna
useful
say Quarantine Ring is number one. I swear to fucking God he is. I swear. I'll bet money. It's Ring of Steel Protection or Quarantine Ring. He's saying is number one. I bet money.
at higher levels when soft caps get oppressive. And it's actually really good at
He even literally just acknowledged it. Wait, he literally just acknowledged my point.
low levels when your HP, stamina, and vitality are minuscule. It really falls off in the mid game when you aren't yet hitting soft caps and a simple upgrade gets more HP.
It's not though. But it's literally not though. It's most useful in the early and late game, but it's still good in the mid game. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this, and people who understand this shit or understand like how power troughs work will understand that. I'm not even sure if I'm using the right word. Power spike. That's a better example. Power spike, not power trough. Ignore the power trough part. It's like a power spike. So there's a certain point in the game where you spike really hard depending on what you have. So Ring of Favor early game is really useful, but it's not as powerful. I would arguably say it's more powerful in the mid game because you have higher stats. You're actually weaker early, but you're better in the late game. So like, oh my god, MS Paint. I'm pulling out MS Paint because I'm actually losing it. Let's do size this. Okay, so if this is, let's say we have a graph, right? And Ring of Favor is like, let's say early game, like let's say this is like level 10 or whatever. If you, this is where Ring of Favor would be. It's useful, but not insane, right? Let's say this is usefulness. I'm too busy late. Let's say you're level like 80 here. 80, I don't know. Ignore it. It spikes here, but then if we go even further, like I can't write, but you get the idea. Like you're going higher. It gets more and more value as you continue to go and reach soft caps. It's not becoming worse in the mid game. It becomes better in the mid game. It becomes way better late game, but it's not a power fall off.
Added than the amount of charges at Diddy's trial. Other than that, it's a pretty decent ring.
Pretty decent, brother. It's the fucking second best or best ring in the game. Poison Bite above this ring?
2 is the Poison Bite ring. This ring is actually the best of the bunch, all because
No,
of the
no. I mean, it is the best of the bite rings, but no.
infamous poisons. It is useless. I'm sorry. I guess you can
So it's for one section where you can buy purple moss clumps that are cheap as fuck, and you can just walk through the area. By the way, I didn't even use the ring on my soul level 1 playthrough. I didn't even realize I didn't have it on. I used one purple moss clump and I cleared the entire area. I didn't get all the loot. If you're getting all the loot, then sure, put it on this ring.
You can imitate the boss's resistances to status now. So
He's putting Karth's blood ring this high. Listen, I don't have a problem with Karth's blood ring because the idea is the resistance. The This does not matter because the 30% doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say it because getting more iframes allows you to basically just be able to dodge more, which makes this redundant, right? 30% is not a big deal. The problem is you unlearn how to actually roll in the game because you have increased iframes. Memory, basically. Your rolling memory, your muscle memory of rolling, like of when you're safe while rolling and when you're not, like where are the iframes? This fucks it up because increasing this basically makes it harder to actually uh because you basically get rewarded for being worse is what I'm saying. It it's a good ring. It's not bad. I wouldn't put it this high, but it basically fucks with your own learning of the games. Like every other Dark Souls that doesn't have this, you're gonna get hit more because of this.
number 20
Okay, it's like fine, but I didn't even mention the point that it just makes you worse at the game, which it does.
is Morn's ring.
Fine placement, don't have a problem.
Only buffing the damage that miracles do is Swamp Ring.
I'm fine. I'm just gonna get past these because I know what he's gonna say. He's just gonna say all the 12% increases. They're all 12%, right? 12, right? Morns, 12. Young, 12, right? All 12%. You can argue whatever order. I don't really care.
Tell me a ring is BS without telling me I'm giving you a hard
He put Stoneplate above these rings, by the way. He put Stoneplate. Literally the worst, one of the worst fucking rings in the game. By the way, this is only useful in PvE and only for certain areas. Only for certain areas. 13%. By the way, absorption, I'm just going to say it right now. Absorption doesn't matter that much. Hot take. It really doesn't. The only time I found value in this, in the flame stone plate ring, by the way, I've only used a flame stone plate ring. You want to know why? Because it's early game and I don't have access to many rings. So when I'm going to Smoldering Lake, I put on this ring because 13% fire damage absorption in Smoldering Lake is useful, but it's only because I don't have access to other rings. It is not a good ring. It's not good in PvP. It's not good in PvE. These rings are not good. Just use damage. If you can't fucking dodge an ability, fine, put it on. If you're struggling with the Crystal Sage in the Lothric Archives, put this ring on. If you're going to Archdragon Peak, put this ring on. This ring is not really useful in general. This ring is dog shit. These rings are not good.
time. Silver Knight's just that annoying.
By the way, these are above Ring of Favor, Ring of Protection, or Ring of Favor and Prisoner's Chain, by the way, which are the best rings in the game, but whatever. Darkstone Plate Ring above Lightning, I disagree. Just no. No on all
the
fronts.
Dark Stone.
Just no. Darkstone Plate, no. It's not above Lightning. Even if your own logic, like, there's not enough dark enemies in the game to justify it. There's like one spot in Ring City. That's it. Like Ring City has some dark enemies, so maybe there, but
Plate
no.
ring. Dark Eater Madeir never got nerfed so hard. That's a 20% nerf. That's
With a +2 variant, which you have to get in New Game Plus Plus, which invalidates your rule of availability. But moving on. I'm actually today because I'm actually losing my mind. I have to get through these.
all out. And you get this one really early, so have fun having
Firestone Plate Ring being the number one, I agree.
up like survival.
But I still wouldn't put it 14. I wouldn't even put it top 30. It's probably top 40 at best. At best. I'd probably still put it top 50 though.
Survival power right out the gate. Number 13, Ring of the Sun's Firstborn.
Fine with the placement. Like, I know I slammed, but it's just like everything before this has been so shit. Like, some of the placements have been bad.
Morn's Ring but better.
I'm fine with this.
It also stacks with Morn's Ring. 20% damage boosts will be.
It's Witches, and then let me guess, Bellowing Crest? Or Bellowing
Number
Dragons.
11 is the Billowing Dragon Crest Ring.
Yeah. I'm fine with this. All fine with this. 20% increased damage to sorceries, pyromancies, or miracles for the respective rings is fine. Fine with this. I would put him in top 50 and top 20 as well. Fine with that. He put the Covetous Gold Serpent ring, by the way. The ring only if you're farming, by the way. The ring that has no combat stats, zero combat stats. It's useless in PvP. It's only good in PvE if you're farming, and that's it. It's literally only a farming ring, and he's putting it in the top 10. Mods, permaban that guy. What the fuck are we saying over Ring of Favor and Prisoner Chain, by the way? Okay.
Is the covetous gold.
Listen, I know it sounds like I'm gonna be hating, but I'm not actually trying to hate. I don't hate the guy. I just don't understand the logic. Like, even from somebody who's not like by the way, I stepped away from Dark Souls 3. Like, I come back to Dark Souls 3 every like 2 years or so, right? And I just play the game and I just run through it, and then I get addicted again, and I get really into the game. I watch videos and shit, and then I kind of quit. And I do that a lot. It's kind of like a cycle with me, right? Where I do that, where I come back every 2 years, play, get addicted, quit, right? And I typically do that. But even with me being quote unquote a casual, in many people's eyes, I would still be a casual or like just like not a very like super hardcore person. I can still conceptually understand that this is a terrible ranking. Like, terrible.
Serpent ring. Yeah, you know
You
that
know what?
entire
Let's hear it. Let's
disclaimer I
hear it.
said like
Let's
two
hear it.
seconds ago.
Let's
That's
hear it.
because this ring is in the top. Covenant farming. So
That's your explanation. Covenant farming, which literally does not matter to the progression of the game, even in PvE, and will only matter at late game. So your early game argument is dog shit. I hate it. I hate it. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, the argumentation is so unbelievable. Like, it's mind-bogglingly like bad. It's just not. It's just like, okay, it's like I'm taking someone's principles and then I'm just simultaneously breaking them at the same time. Like, I'm just not using the own principles or the own rules I set. Fuck.
if you hate to farm
I
covenant,
hate contradictions. I hate contradictions. Right? It's his own rules. I'm not making the rules for him. It's his own rules that he's used for other rankings.
uh, this is going to be your new best friend. If you're farming for covenant items, like just give up. Get this ring. It'll be okay. So if you're
For one exception within the game, which is covenant farming or item farming, you're going to put this ring in the top 10 for one exception, where Ring of Favor and Prisoner's Chain, which are generally useful no matter what the fucking situation is, are not even in the top 10. They are so generally overpowered that you get free stats that you don't need to invest in, by the way. These will help you reach breakpoints, certain level, like go past soft caps, or help you reach soft caps, which means you have to invest less points or skill points into these stats. They're not worth it. They're not even in the top 10. Item farming is.
also farming for like a rare weapon, congrats, you have this new ring. Looking to collect every single miracle in the game, this is practically necessary. So this thing is right alongside.
Hold on. Hold on. For two! It's for two miracles! Or three, technically. Because Sacred Oath, Great Lightning Spear. Where's Great Lightning Spear? Great Lightning Spear and Dark Moonblade. It is for two. Yes, they're hard to get. But brother, that doesn't make... Bro, these spells are not so broken to where I'm like, oh my fucking god. Just use Dark Blade. Just use Dark Blade or Lightning Blade. Use fucking Sunlight Spear. Why are we...
Its sister ring for being one of the best farming utilities there is.
Fuck, I want to punch my monitor.
Which is only boosted by its utility to like stack with other items. So, oh no, if you're looking for new weapons, new items, new anything, new newts, you got it. This is your ring. Number 9, the covetous silver.
I hate it. I still hate it. This is fine for new player. Like, if you're a new player, sure, fine, whatever. Put this in top 10 if you're a new player. Still disagree, but I'll understand it if you're a new player. He's not a new player, by the way. He's not a new player. I don't think he's a new player. I'm 90% sure he's not a new player. Why is this in the top 10? This is a good ring. It's not bad. Like, if you're arguing strictly PvE, it's probably top 30, top 40. Maybe even top 20 if you want to argue PvE exclusively and new game. If you're arguing new game and PvE, fine. PvP, fuck no. This is not a debate. PvP, like even if a portion of your, it's not even in the top 10. It's not top 10. You can make an argument for top 20. I'm not fucking making. I wouldn't even put it top 20. But
Serpent ring.
whatever.
You knew that this ring was going to be up here
I'm
because
gonna
this
lose
is
it.
the farming ring. You're getting multiple variants plus 3, given a solid.
He's putting farming rings above them, by the way. He's putting farming rings. Whatever. I can't. We have to go next. We have to go next. I have to
Number
finish
8
this.
is the fairy.
Like why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Situational tool that isn't even really that useful. You're not always using weapon arts on weapons in PvP or PvE. In fact, if you are, then this ring is useful. But you have to consider you're also giving up a ring slot for it for minimal skill FP reduce. I think it's 20%. 25%. Which is not useless depending on high FP weapons, like more let's see. With Walnir's Holy Sword. Bustle weapons. Which it cost 30. So 25% reduction of 30 is I think 23, something like that. I don't know. I had probably wrong about that. 30 multiplied by 0.25. 22.5. It's pretty close.
Ring.
I don't know. It's not useless. It shouldn't be this high. Nope.
Weapon skills getting
Nope.
an 8, like
Nope.
an FP discount sounds mediocre
Nope.
at first.
I
but if you really
am
think
fine
about
with one of the rings there, but
it's actually a really good utility. Weapon skills in Dark Souls 3 are used all the time.
No.
And in all different shapes and forms.
They're literally okay. By the way, I want you. By the way, anybody who's watching the slow level 1 playthrough, tell me how many times I've used my weapon skill. I want you to actually fucking count. I guarantee you I've used it less than 5. Maybe not less than 5. I've used it less than 10 though.
FP off the top.
And that's hours of gameplay, by the way.
Yes, please. You're getting more efficiency, being able to use skills more, and not needing to allocate as many flasks to, like, you know, the blue kind.
Do you want to also know what's a simple cheat code? Literally a simple castus in your left hand. It literally just increases your increases your regen.
I want my blue Gatorade. I want.
You don't even need to fucking have it. Like
that orange stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe not Gatorade because blue Gatorade tastes great, but you know what I mean. Like for a skill build, you also are probably going to be moving up close, meaning you're going to want those HP flasks. But once again, this is a skill build. You might have to use a lot of FP.
It's fine, bro.
You might
it's
have
fine.
to allocate those.
It's not that big of a deal. It's almost over.
Pretty much invalidates.
And then I can do my fucking ranking, and we call this a day.
You're gonna have to use way less of your flasks to giving you more FP, and you can instead just focus on hitting that guy in the head really, really hard. And for a build reliant on skills, this is pretty much necessary. And for a build who wants to throw themselves at a wall like a chimpanzee on crack, this is also love this.
Sorry, I'm moving.
Number 7 is the Hornet.
All right, fine with Hornet Ring. Hornet Ring is high skill, high risk, high reward. I wouldn't say high risk, high reward, but if you're a high skilled player, you get more value out of this ring. This ring can one shot people, or can increase to the point where you can get one shots. It's good for some bosses that you can parry, and get critical strikes on. I used it during Free Day. I used it during Pontiff. It is definitely a useful spell. Or ring, sorry. However, it is situational, and you need to be able to either A, parry the boss, or B, be able to parry players, or land criticals in general. In PvE, you can't always land criticals. In PvP, it's sometimes really hard to land criticals, and also some weapons you can't land criticals on, right? You can't parry an Ultra Greatsword, right? Unless it's a sword and they're charging, but...
Ring. The day this ring appeared in the game, critical hit builds everywhere nutted their frick.
I don't know anyone that, like, there's no such thing as a critical hit build. Like, that's not a thing. Like, I'm sorry, but I hate to say it. Critical hit builds are not a thing unless you're fishing for criticals. But they're not a thing. Like, in PvP logic, they're not a thing. There's no such thing as a critical hit build. There's just people who parry and have offhands to switch to crit. They're not a thing. Even in PvE, they're not a thing.
Pants. This
Fuck.
is 30% damage increase to critical hits, which are already boosted. Going and getting this one. So, I'm going to move on. Number 6, the same
I'm fine with it. I would probably put it top 10. I wouldn't put it this high though. Uh, top 10, top 15. Not every spell type in the game needs this. But it is a very useful ring in general. And just speeding up casting time makes mages quite strong. So
stage ring. This ring is one of the most powerful utilities any ring can give in the game for magic
I'm
builds.
sorry, bro. I
For
have
those
to
of you who
skip.
don't know,
I have to hurry
dexterity
this up.
actually
Like,
makes spell casting faster. Much
so yes, you don't need to spend points in Dex. aka you don't need to spend 30 points in Dex to get the thing, which is how Ring of Favor and Havel's Ring and Prisoner's Chain work, but you don't value it, but you only value it when you can see it. Because, oh, I can see that I'm casting fast, therefore it's happening. But sometimes the boring stats are kind of important, bro. Just like attunement slots. Just like, because you get basically 20 attunement, or you're putting 20 points in attunement with the Dark Moon Ring, but you just don't see that.
for any dex build with lower dexterity, this is
Not many casting speeds. Not many casters have high dex in general, unless you're doing dex int, or dex faith, or dex pyro.
not yeah, this does not matter. But virtual dexterity, if you're a caster,
It's gonna
oh
get
boy, you
canceled.
want that stuff. So, it also does still have soft caps. I'll be honest. That's probably one of the few
Get soft capped at 60, from what I understand, or 40. It's 40 or 60 where it gets soft capped. I forget where.
downsides is that you will
Which, by the way, just don't level dex then, unless you want to use dex weapons. Then you can level dex and level int, or level faith, or level pyromancy, whatever, right?
still have
Faith and int.
soft because no matter more spells,
I'm
and
sorry, I have
eventually
to skip. I have to skip.
this
We have to like speed this up.
eye.
Okay, this should not be top 5. I like this ring. I'm using it a lot in Soul Level 1 playthrough. I've used this ring a lot. By the way, I've used it a lot. You can watch my entire thing. I constantly swap to this ring. I use it a lot. It's a very good ring. In PvP, it's occasionally useful. In PvE, it's quite useful depending on the weapon type you're using. This is way better than the left eye, but it is not top 5. It's not even close. It's probably top 20, maybe top 25, maybe top 30. You can even make an argument it's top 15. I would not put it number 5, though. This is fucking insane list. By the way, I'm going to be right. Quarantine or Steel Ring of Steel Protection is going to be number 1. And when I'm right, I get to crash out. Deal?
This ring is slept on from what I've seen, and especially
No one sleeps on this ring. Anybody who's actually good at the game does not sleep on this ring. Most people know the ring is like actually good in PvE. In PvP, it's like whatever because it's harder to get consecutive hits in unless you're using cell swords and you're ring catching or roll catching. Sorry, not cell swords. Straight swords or cell swords or like daggers, right?
so on the right
Or you're facing hard turtles, like extremely hard turtles. But most people just equip Torsig then, or have like bleed or poison effects on, so they can just attack turtles and just like reduce their like basically bleed them out or poison them to death.
build with a fast weapon. This
I'm sorry,
the high
it's not a bad ring though.
blades with Lloyd's sword ring, you will trivial under.
Wait, I just realized Lloyd's sword ring is number 4. No, I disagree. No, I disagree. And PVE, it's good, but it's not this good. It's not as good as what like if you're putting Lloyd's shield ring all the way down there, then this also needs to go way fucking down. Because by your own logic, being full HP is like whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. Because it's a conditional benefit that you can't always have active. It's a good ring. It's the same thing with shield ring. That's why they're conditional. Their condition there's a for quit the condition is 99% HP. You can't always have that active. That's why I put them in top 30, top 20, but they're not higher than that. Even in PvE, they're not that high. Like they're 30 or 20, even like it's not. No.
was going to be
No, 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 no.
of steel
It's
protection.
number 3. Quarantine is number 1. I'll bet fucking money it's number 1. I guarantee it's number 1. I'll bet money if it's number 1, I get to crash out. By the way, Ring of Steel Protection number 3, Omega Wall. Do I even need to say anything at this point? Like, guys, it's not that good. It's good in PvE if you're facing only physical damage enemies, which is a lot. It's not useless. It's not even bad in PvE, but in PvP, it's a fucking joke. No one uses Ring.
This
In PvE, it can be useful. It can be useful, but I would rather use other rings
ring just becomes more
because either more damage or more stat points, which both of them do, and percentage increased physical absorption doesn't do much. It doesn't. It's better to have more health than to have increased protection. It is way better. 17%. 5% on PvP. Omega lol. Brother, it's not a debate.
Or necessary.
It's not a debate. I'm not
Normal
hearing it.
builds to survive hitting from New Game Plus 5. And your enemies...
You're... Sorry, I skipped to a random point. I stopped because I was like, fuck it, let's hear him out. You're gonna argue that, oh, in New Game Plus 5, you need this ring. But you're going to argue early game on every early game and when you acquire it for every other ring in the fucking list. But this one, you get to say New Game Plus 5. For Prisoner Change, you get to say it's weak in the late game. It's weak for higher levels. With Dust Crown, you get to say it's too nerfed in high levels. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Are you being real? Are you a real person?
Go to therapy. This ring is the best ring for survivability in the game. So
It's not, though. It's literally not. It's not. It's literally not. Because Prisoner's Chain and Ring of Favor, which are both way fucking lower on the list, they should be number 1 and 2, IMO. Just depends on how you want to order them. They're so overpowered, every build uses them in the game. Literally every build. Every build. Every PvP build, every PvE build, everybody uses Ring of Favor. Or Prisoner's Chain. You can check it. For challenge runs, for whatever the fuck, everybody uses it. Everybody who's good at the game uses it. Why? Because it's insane. The values are insane. It's free stats. You don't even need to invest in it. This is absorption. It's not even that good.
excuse me for putting it here. Number 2.
Do I even need... By the way, I was right, by the way. I was right. Quarantine is number 1. I fucking guaranteed it. By the way, Quarantine is now number 1. You can make an argument for top 15, top 10, but you cannot put it number 1. It's not. Stamina regen is useful. It's not overpowered, though. S's ring number 2. Do I even need to comment? Like, let's hear him out. Let's just get to the end of the video. I'll make my fucking list, and we'll call it a day. Holy shit.
Estus ring. This ring is the best for New Game Plus cycles, since you will be needing more healing with bigger HP bars to fill and larger damage to take that HP away. Its only downside, unfortunately, is its lack of plus.
Yo, you want to know something? It's called you can just swap rings. You know, they're not mutually exclusive. You're not signing a marriage contract with the ring. You can just say, okay, I'm gonna use the Estus ring for when I'm drinking Estus. Okay, I'm putting it away now, right? It's the same thing you can do with Ash and Estus. It's the same thing you can do with the other rings. With the cat ring. With Prisoner's Chain and Ring of Favor, you don't even need to fucking change the ring. They're that overpowered. You don't even need to change it. That's how broken they are. Because they're just that good all the time. This is situational. And it's not even that insane of a situation. You only put it on when you need to heal.
1 or 2 variants. However, it doesn't freaking need...
You only get value when you heal with this ring. How is this ring better than those two? How is it better than half the rings you put on the fucking list?
Need it. 20% extra HP restoration at a max flask restore is just honestly insane. And it doesn't even need to be a maxed out flask.
I just don't sorry, whatever. I'm gonna be a bit mean. I've been mean this entire thing. So I apologize to the guy if he takes any offense to this. Listen, if he's made it to the point of the video, bro, I'm not flaming you, but some of these takes are just so bad, I can't fucking believe you actually made them. Like, I understand you can see the Estus heal easier, but these rings are fucking like this. I don't think you realize how broken Ring of Favor or like Prisoner Chain is. 6% HP, endurance, and equip load is actually bonkers. You are basically getting just free stats for free. You don't even need to do anything. There's no conditional requirements. There's nothing. You can just keep it on all the time. It's broken. It's that good. You just don't need to invest points in vigor, endurance, or vitality now because you have this ring. Like, I don't know if you're doing the thing where you're like thinking of like, oh, I put the stat points in first and then I do the rings. It's like, no. You do the rings first, then you do the stat points. Because if you do it that way, you need to invest less. So you get to put it in dex, strength, faith, intelligence, luck if you want to put in luck, attunement.
In order to get those insane results. Look up other people's opinions on this thing. No one says, yeah, it's too weak. If anything, they say it's overpowered.
Who? 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 Brother, most people think this ring is good, but it's not overpowered. It's literally conditional. It's only useful when you're healing.
Because it is.
It's not.
And number one, it is
He's gonna say Quarantine Ring is number one. I swear to fucking God he is. I swear. I'll bet money. It's Ring of Steel Protection or Quarantine Ring. He's saying is number one. I bet money.
Best zombies map of all time. Kino der Toten Black Ops 1. To me, it's as
I don't fucking like. I can't fucking believe you put this shit number one. By the way, this is not a bad ring. It's a good ring. It stacks with Grass Crest Shield. It's quite good. Stamina recovery is not useless, especially since I just found this out recently. Your stamina can actually go into negative values if you use an action that requires more stamina. It can go into negative values, requiring it to actually recover slower. So this ring can help. Same thing with Grass Crest Shield, same thing with Green Blossoms and all that. However, there are literally items in the game that can do this better and don't require a ring slot. Now, if you want to make an argument, this plus Grass Crest is a good combo, I'm fine with it. If you want to say I use this plus Grass Crest in PvP, I'm fine with it. In PvE, completely fine with it. Those are good combos. They're not bad. But it is not number one. It's not. It's good. Stamina is one of the most important resources you need to manage in this game, but it's not number one.
is the Chloranthy
It's not.
ring.
You can make any argument you
is,
want. It's not
if
number one.
not the best ring, at least one of the best.
It is definitely. I would put it top 10, top 15 even. You know, top 15, top 10. You can make an argument for top 5. I wouldn't put it number 1.
In the game, no questions asked. And
Yeah, questions asked. How is it better than the rings I just mentioned? Prisoner's Chain, Ring of Favor. There's even an argument. There's like this is another thing that people don't understand. You can just manage your stamina better. You can't manage more HP better, right? Like you can't manage 15 extra skill points better. You can't manage your equip load better. Like it's not you don't manage that. Like stamina you can kind of manage. Now is this really generally useful? Of course. It's incredibly useful. Stamina is one of the most important resources. So I see an argument for top 5, even top 3 if you want to say it's the third best ring. But it is not this high.
need to know why is because stamina regen is unfairly strong. In addition to its normal variant giving a very small boost, you can get up to a +3 variant from the Ring City, giving
I'm going to check the numbers because I actually don't know. Alright, plus 10. That's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. With Grass Crest, hold on, where's Grass Crest? Pretty sure it gets up to 22 or something. That's not it. Where are the shields? Shields. Where's Grass Crest? Grass Crest. I think. By 4 points. I'm pretty sure you get like 14 plus or something. I saw somebody do math for it.
not just a
It's a
+3
decent
ring
amount
in
though.
new
You get a
game,
lot.
but also giving a 10 per stamina per second bonus that is downright maddening. I genuinely cannot play this game anymore without at least the normal variation of this ring.
This is fine, but I'm just gonna say it. You need to be able to, like, if you struggle with stamina management to the point where you can't play the game without quarantine, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's a skill issue. Like, I don't mean to be that guy, but it's like it really is like it's a strong ring and it does have usefulness, but it is not like it's a ring that just like it's not needed all the time. Doesn't do any like
Because the
whatever.
stamina regen has made me a baby for it. Like,
Yeah.
playing this game without this ring on. Anytime I start a new run, I find myself having that hard time without this ring to help out.
You're telling me for the first 2 bosses slash 3, you're struggling so bad you need this ring. Okay.
So, you know, it
I'm sorry. I'm being mean at this point, but like I'm so tired.
has to go here. You're, and if you want like some offensive ability, you have more attacks, faster recovery, better
You don't have more attacks. You have faster recovery, but you don't have more attacks.
everything. Even casters need this thing because you're using stamina to cast things. More rolling, quicker rolling, like you have it all
It's not quicker
with
rolling.
just one ring slot. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. It is number one.
It's not because you have items and you have consumables that can do the exact same thing. That's why it's not number 1. If there's things that can literally improve, this is also another thing I don't think he considered. Competitiveness within categories. If another item can do what this does better, then therefore there is a direct counterpart that can do this for free. Ring slots are limited, right? Ring slots are limited. Same thing with item slots. They're limited, right? But Grass Crest Shield, if you want a shield that's 100% physical block and also gives you HP or stamina recovery, and you can put it on your back and just two-hand whatever the fuck you want, why wouldn't you just do that? You can also just take green herbs before boss fights. I do it all the time. No, I disagree.
There's no freaking doubt about it.
It's not number one.
Rings are.
There's no other items that does what Ring of Favor or Prisoner's Chain does. The amount of bonus stats you get from them are just so insane. Like, I feel like people understand the point because I've made it a million times, but you can't get all the amount of bonus stats you're getting from Ring of Favor and Prisoner's Chain are just insane. There's no other items that do this. From what I understand, Life Ring increases HP, but you don't get the vit and the endurance. Havels increases equip rate or equip load, but you don't get the endurance and vigor. Just saying, right? Just consider it.
So difficult to rank because each has different effects that are hard to power scale against each other. So, once again, this list is extremely subjective and completely depends on my own opinion of these rings. And to be honest, I totally feel like you could move stuff around and I would still heavily agree. Like the Leo ring, which, once again, I'm
probably goes in top 20, by the way. Top 25, debatable.
But begging you, do not pipe on my mailbox for that. I need your help, please, 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 please. Anyways, enough about pipe bombing my mailbox. I just want to say thank you all for watching this long as hell.
Okay, it was a really long video, and I made it even longer by reacting for 2 hours 30 minutes. So I'm gonna make my tier list. I'm also gonna edit this, so it's gonna be a lot shorter. Okay. We're going to do this very fast. I'm going to explain my tier list. S means best in the game. There is almost no reason not to use the ring. It's like just overpowered. A means generally also very good, but things in S either A outvalue it or B are more important than the A tier. B tier basically means it's more situational than A tier, but the benefits of the ring can be as useful as the ones in A tier, but it's more situational, less general. C is average, meaning it's sometimes useful, sometimes not, just depends. D is I wouldn't recommend, it's niche, it's not really important. And F is useless, all right? I don't even think all the rings are, all the rings might be here. Hold on. Okay, we're just going to do it fast. Prisoner's Chain, you already know how I feel about Prisoner's Chain and Ring of Favor. I think Prisoner's Chain is currently the best ring, but you can make an argument for Ring of Favor and higher level builds. Completely fine. Don't have a problem with that. Chill. Dark Moon Ring, I put in A. Estus Ring, I put in A. Where's Corinthy? I put in A. Havels, I put in A. Dust Crown, I put in A. By the way, these are not ordered. I'm not going to worry about the ordering of the A. You can make up your own mind in terms of what's more useful and what's less useful. Useful. By the way, this is mostly PvP based. I would say 70%, 60% PvP based to PvE rating, so 40 or 30% value in PvE. That still means PvE is counted and does have some effect in terms of how I rank the rings. Ring of the Sun's Firstborn, A. Sage's Ring, A. Bellwing Dragoncrest Ring, A. Where's great? Fire Witch Ring, A. Right? So all the spell casting ones are increased. Cool. Lloyd Shield Ring, Lloyd Sword Ring, putting next to each other in B. They're both very useful, strong buffs, but not always the most useful. I'll also put Hornet in A because 30% is a lot, very useful. It's not always useful. Actually, I'll put in B because it's situational, right? You have to be able to land parries or be able to land critical attacks. In PvE, you can't always do that. PvP, you can't always do that. So consider that. Leo Ring I'd also put here. I'd say it's generally more useful though. The fact that yes, it's a certain weapon type only. Actually, no. I'll put Hornet Ring above because it's only a certain weapon type, even though there's a lot of weapons that have thrusting moves. but it's a very strong ring. 15% extra damage upon counterattacks are really useful for things as spears, piercing swords, because even though their damage is not insane to begin with, they start to become really problematic when you hit them multiple times. Life ring is B. I think usually life ring is a bit overrated. It's not a bad ring. I wouldn't say it's insane though. Torsig is C, just because I see it in my corner of my eye. I put Covetous Silver Serpent in C because for farming your souls in the early game, it's quite useful. Is this Scholar? That's Scholar. That's Knight. That's Hunter. I put them all next to each other. I think they're about the same. I think Priestess is B because you can cast Tears of Denial with no investment. That's why this ring becomes extremely strong, in my opinion. Tears of Denial is an incredibly strong skill or incredibly strong spell in PvP, so I put it there. Put Great Swamp Ring there. I put the Cat Ring in B. Uh, Again, rings are not mutually exclusive. You can take them off, so that's why it's useful. Sun Princess Ring I put in C. I think it's C. You can make an argument for B, but I'll put it in C. I think it's quite useful. Generally, you just have it on when you need a bit of healing to either reach your Lloyds or just you just need healing over time to deal with some dot damage like poison or toxic or something like that. It's not useless. It definitely has its points. This is Right Eye Ring. I'll put in B. I think it's quite good in PvE. In PvP, it's less useful, but it's still good. Yeah. I'm just trying to get through this. Sorry. I'm trying to look. Ashen Estus, B. If you're drinking Ashen Estus, just take a swig and wait a bit. Young Dragon Ring next to the other ones. By the way, I'm not worrying about order. Again, I said I don't care about order. Cabinet Ring, F. Skull Ring, F. Woodgrain Ring, F. Ring of Sacrifice, C. Flint Ring, D. Hawk Ring, D. Horsehoof Ring, D. Slumbering Dragon, D. F. Like, they're not really useful. Obscuring Ring, I'll put in C because it does have some usefulness. Reversal Ring, F. Below this. Saints Ring, B. Deep Ring, B. Attunement slots are just generally useful. Speckled Stone Plate, D. It's dog shit, don't use it. Lightning, D. I'll put Dark in D as well. Magic Clutch, Fire goes above it. They're C. They're not even nearly as high as we said. Lingering Dragon Crest Ring, B. Blue Tearstone Ring is also D. It's dog shit. It's not good. Red Tearstone Ring is slightly better, but because the damage is more useful and it will actually matter more than the damage reduction. Frostbite Ring is D. Poison Ring and Bloodbite Ring are C. This ring is C because I think it teaches you bad habits that you shouldn't actually learn. Put this ring actually below. Karthus Milk Ring, put it in the same spot. Plus 3 dex is just useful. It's worse than Hunter's Ring though. Actually say this is better than this, but it's worse than that. Cursebite Ring, D. Aldrich's Ruby, D. Aldrich's Sapphire, D. Covetous Silver Serpent, or Golden Gold Serpent, I think. Hold on. Covetous Gold Serpent Ring, yeah. I knew I wasn't ill. D. Fire Clutch Ring. I put them in B. I think they're all B. I think they're B. 10%, 8% in PvP and minus 15 of physical absorption. If you're a pure caster, it doesn't matter. Just put on Lloyd's Shield Ring if you're really worried about getting one shot. Ring of Steel Protection is C because it's generally more useful in PvE, but I don't think it's a good ring. Wolf Ring is also C. I'd say it's worse than these rings, though. It's not a very good ring. I don't know if that's roughly where he rated Wolf Ring. If that is, it's fine. Maybe I flamed him too hard. Thoughts? Left Eye, D. Ring of Evil Eye. Better than these. Worse than you. D. Flashbite, D. Farron Ring, C if you're spamming it. Dragon Scale Ring, C. Okay, so that's the list. I'm not worrying about left to right for the most part, except for here. It's only mostly S tier where I'm worrying about left to right. You can make an argument, but yeah. His list was really bad. I'm sorry. Like, I had to say something. Like, somebody had to do it, right? Somebody had to do it. And if it wasn't me, it was somebody else. All right, I'm messing with you. But yeah, I'm not gonna send no hate to the guy. Like, again, this isn't mean to be like spiteful or hateful or vengeful or anything like that. Like, it's none of that. Um, I think it's just like the problem I have is like the contradictions with a lot of the rules he makes for some rings, and then he just simultaneously ignores them with other rings while ranking them. And I understand making a tier list or making a ranking is very hard, and I've seen some of his other videos, and I don't agree with him, but I understand for the most part that he's a for fun player. I think he's somebody just who has fun with the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no problem with not thinking deeper about the game or about your criteria of what you think is good and what you think is bad, right? That's hard to do, and it's not nobody like only nerds like me want to spend time doing that shit, right? Only me. Like, and maybe a few other PvP losers, right? Who just love thinking about theory crafting and thinking about the game like that. But, like, again, I don't mean disrespect to him. I don't mean flame. I disagree with a lot of his opinions. I disagree with some of the logic that he has for them and some of the contradictions he has, but they're not. Again, this is not meant to be hateful. It's just a bit of a criticism towards his idea of ranking and his logic, right? Um, I will link his video in the description. Go watch him. He has some good videos. He's made me laugh a few times while watching some of his videos. But this video really triggered me. Like, it really triggered me. So I need to say something. But anyway, have a good one and see you guys later.